What's up, Velocity? You're saying it's snowing? Well, it's raining where I'm at. um, what up, RK? Today, let's let's check out some Grand Theft Auto stuff. Yeah. What up, Javier Madzi? Herb, Tokias. Hello, hello. um, I didn't get much sleep last night. Like, I slept straight. Like, I probably had about like 5, 6 hours, but I had a weird dream. I don't even remember what it was about. It's just one of those dreams that I felt weird about, you know? I like it could have been about anything. It really, really could have been about anything, and there was nothing in my mind that latches on to anything. But I woke up and it was just like, ooh, like it just felt weird. I was like, ooh. Like I'm looking around seeing if my guts are still in my stomach and stuff. You know what I mean? Thanos uploaded a video. What did he upload? Let me see. He didn't upload anything right now, right? There's no way in the morning. Hold on. Let us check that. Oh, the last thing he uploaded was the Anomaly project. I don't think you guys are gonna see some like GTA stuff probably till next week. Probably yeah, probably till next week. You'll see some stuff. Um, it was kind of fun. Like it was fun recording. What up, fabled one? Hello, hello. Hold on, let me go grab something to chew on for a second. See? See or no? I'm losing my Spanish too, you guys. I was you're speaking Spanish. Now I'm losing it. Hold on, okay? Let me go grab let me grab a snack. Hold on. My breakfast slash snack. Hold on. Oh my fucking gosh. I don't know why this mic does this shit. Peasy! Thanks, Peasy, for the 5 gifted. To Joshua, Red Stars, Devin Every, Ains, Ul, Gown, and Carms. Okay, hold on. Mike's gonna go off again. Hold on. I guess not. It's my cord, you guys. Like I think I pulled it, and I'm just too stubborn to switch it out for another one. I should loosen my ties on them. Good job, Vera Pegasus. Yo, anyone who's taking tests or doing things like along the lines of taking tests, like good luck with that. I wish you guys luck. um, like I said, I'm in the mood to make videos, or I feel more inspired to like get them done. Um, but I'll get to that like when oh yeah, and I'm good. All the stuff about me, like medically and all that stuff, I'm cleared. I got green light on everything. I'm eating some oatmeal, okay? If you guys don't mind. I'll get everything started soon. But yeah, like last night, I had a fucking dream, dude, and I don't remember what it was. Um, I just remember waking up around close to 6 o'clock, where it was dark. Well, no, it was starting to get bright, but there was light, but it was still kind of dark. And I just had this weird feeling, and I don't know. Like I slept straight though. I can say this. I didn't have broken sleep. I slept straight. Um, what? What skull mask, boss? Luis. Luis, you're not making any sense. You lose your. Did you mean how did I lose my spaniel? Cocker spaniel? No, I slept straight. I slept straight for sure. Um, what up, Louis Koji? Yo, don't you guys hate um when you get text messages from someone you don't want to hear from? don't you don't you guys hate that shit? You get like your phone goes off and then like you're just like my fucking gosh. And it's not like what up, Romaine? It's not like it's not like this person did anything bad or anything like that at all. You just don't want to hear from anyone. You have that shit? It's fuck, man. Here, let me let me give you advice on that, on how to to resolve that, okay? You just put sounds, different sounds. You don't want to hear from someone, you just give them like a silence or the smallest sound, and you're just like. But the thing is, what sucks though, it works to an extent. Yeah, it works to an extent, but you still hear your phone, and you're kind of like you hear a beep, but I don't know. You kind of get used to it. You kind of get used to it. Like you'll start hearing you'll get attuned to hearing a certain beep, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the beep that I don't care about. um, I got a funny message on Xbox. Look, it looks like your account is missing some crucial security, and then it's just like, huh? There. I am Hispanic, yellow, and I'm sure like I do have a little bit of I'm sure I do have some Mexican blood in me. I just I just don't know how much. I know there's more to that message. You guys don't need to know that message, right? What the fuck is Zacatecas? Dylan Cook, you asked Louis, can you give me advice how to talk to girls? I can't, dude. you know, all right. I guess I can, right? Um, that's not a problem. Talking to like someone you're interested is not a problem. The only time I think it is a problem is when you're talking to someone that shakes your entire core. And there's only one person that I've ever met that made me feel that. Yeah, there's only one person that ever made me feel that way. That it's like I question my entire being. It's a good feeling, and it's also like the scariest feeling ever. Um, any girl that you're interested in, it's kind of easy to just say like hi, or if they have some interest in you, it's kind of easy to say hi and talk to them and stuff. But when it's the one, you know, that she can figuratively and literally grab you by the life force. she can she can touch any part of you without even being near you. That's the hardest person to talk to ever. And anything you say, right? Anything you say, anything they say, it it doesn't hit the same as anyone else. Fiery Dragon, thank you. Merry Christmas. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. um, yesterday, I had planned on being with someone special, right? But life was here way before I existed, and life will be here after I exist. So life will get in the way of things, even of my own plans, even of my own wants, and to accept that is like it's really crazy. And because of that, like it's not my life to talk about. It's not my life to talk about. So I'm gonna say that, but life just gets in the way of things sometimes. And I was having to explain that that she's busy. She has things to take care of. So it's why she can't be here yesterday. Well, I didn't have to explain, but I felt like um, I felt it like right to explain. And anyways, that led to like conversations about like the past, about some past things. And what was I gonna say? Um, it made me reminiscing about like people that like you've talked with and everything in the past and all that stuff. And then after a while, when you have other people's perspectives on what they thought about you and in relationships or like with who you're in relationships with and stuff like that, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Um, Especially when they're like, "Yeah, I don't know why you were with this person," or "I don't know how that happened. That wasn't gonna last," and things like that, right? And then you're just like, "Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was doing." You're like, I don't know what the hell I was doing at that moment in time or what was going on, you know? So yeah, like that was it was good. It was good. It was very healthy like conversation, like talks and stuff. But yeah, so yesterday though, man. Like yeah, let me tell you a story, okay? Let me tell you a story that not many people know about, okay? This is like way, way in the past, all right? And what I mean by that, it's like, dude, there was this there was this girl that I was with, and it was the dumbest thing ever. Like for real, it was so dumb, right? Fuck. I have to see if one of my friends is on, cause they could they were there and they see some of this shit and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. All right. So, anyways, I met this girl through a friend, and everything was cool. Everything was cool. She seemed normal and stuff. And um, all right, she smoked. Okay, she smoked cigarettes. She smoked cigarettes. All right, And like, I mean, I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker, and I don't do drugs or even experiment. All right, and this girl flipped out on me because her cigarettes fell. We were taking stuff from like out of her trunk. She was like taking stuff out, and a box of cigarettes fell. And this is legitimately the first time we're hanging out. Okay, the first time we're ever hanging out, and like alone, just her and I. And you know, I've never seen her argue, never seen her fight, nothing like that. So her cigarettes dropped. I went to reach over to pick them up, and she goes, "Don't fucking touch that shit." And I was like, "Whoa." I was just like, "Oh shit," right? Like, just whoa. And then I froze for a second, thinking she was gonna say psych or you know this is a joke. But I grabbed them, I handed it to her, and she looked at me for real, dead in the eyes, and she goes, and dude, this girl is like 4'11", right? And she looks at me, and she's like, "Don't you ever fucking touch my cigarettes." And she grabs them from me, like for real, snatches them from me, walks to the trash can, and tosses the whole like box away. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Was this a joke? Like, I don't understand. At first, look at, I always think optimistic, right? The first thing I thought was, oh, she had a present inside there for me. Like, oh shit, maybe she was that worried that I was gonna like see what she had, you know? And then it's just like, okay, so then reality starts setting in, and optimism turns to pessimistic thoughts. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, and like as she's walking away to the trash can, I'm like, where is she going? Like, what's the magic trick? But then it's just like she's getting closer to the trash can, and as she's getting closer, right? As she's getting closer, I'm like, all right, like something's gonna happen. I see her hand go, like, you know, she's gonna, like, she makes a gesture, like her back's to me, like she's gonna throw it away. I turn around, or she turns around, and there's nothing in her hands. So I'm kind of like, okay, like, so now the pessimisticness is going to pessimisticness or the pessimism. I'm becoming more pessimistic. Fuck yeah, I'll say it like that. And I'm just like, oh, maybe there was some cyanide in there that she was gonna use to kill me. You know what I mean? Or maybe she was like fucking planning something else. Like, uh-oh. Cloudy, thank you, dude. I'm gonna hang out with friends. Hope you have a good day. You too, Cloudy. You too. Let me reply to Nogla, because Nogla texts me. Alright. Okay. So after that happens, I'm kinda like chilling there, and then she's like, "Oh, can you grab this, please?" Like, she's handing me her bag as she's grabbing, like, she's removing, like, luggage and stuff like that from the back of a Jeep. And I'm standing there kind of like, can we, like, in my head, I'm like, can we explain what just happened? Can we just go over what the fuck I just went through right now? Like, I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, yo, like, what's this? You know, like, what the fuck is this? So I'm just, I'm tripping out in my head. Yeah, I'm tripping out, right? So, hold on. What the fuck? I was like, what the hell is that noise? I sat on my phone and I started playing a Legal Ego YouTube video, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Hold on. Oops. Yeah, look. We'll get to GTA in a little bit. We'll get to GTA in a little bit. But well, maybe in a little bit. I don't know. I actually legit I wanna go for a drive, and maybe this evening I'll do that. Maybe this evening and later on, and then like I'll take you guys with me. Something. Who knows? If you guys were good, if you guys behave yourselves, all right. So look, I'm gonna tell you this real fast though. Like, this relationship sucked. Okay, this relationship sucked, and I was a super sucker. I was stupid. I was stupid. Um, I was gonna I was gonna turn 21 and she was gonna turn 24. Um, I was in the middle of moving with my mom. I took everything out of my bank account like that I earned ever to help get us out of the ghetto, right? So we were gonna move to middle class neighborhoods now, right? We're dumping the lower class, and I met her around that time, right? Like I met her around my time where my I was gonna move, and look at I'll say this though, although the relationship sucked, as a person she was cool as fuck. Like as a person she's cool, but I don't talk with her anymore and stuff like that. Like life goes on, we move on and stuff. But she was cool. Um, but what happened was when yeah, when I had talked to her and stuff like that. Okay, like I met her through Xbox like years ago, and yeah, dude, like fucking this girl was extremely paranoid, like insanely paranoid, and I did my best to try to understand, understand, um, and be there for her, even though I hated it sometimes. Like she always wanted to be on the phone 24/7. Which I didn't mind that. That wasn't like a problem and stuff, you know? I'd go hang out with my friends, and I just before I had before AirPods and all that shit kind of existed and stuff, I used to just have her in my pocket. I used to have her in my pocket. Didn't worry about shit. Didn't worry about what any of my friends talked about. I had nothing to hide and all that stuff. But every now and then, someone would say something. Someone would say something that would make her think. And I fucking hated it, dude. I fucking hated it because I'm like, oh no! You just put me into an argument for like 3 years. Or no, if I'm being real, like 9 days or some shit like that, right? So I'm like, damn it, dude. So one time, my mom did this to me too. Look, so check it out. I'm talking to her on the phone. I'm pulling up to my friend's house to pick him up so we can go get some food. Then we're gonna go to the arcades later, right? And I'm on the phone and I'm like, yeah. I was like, he's in the car now. So I was like, I'll talk to you in a little bit, yeah? And then she's like, yeah, okay, and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, what's up? And I go, what's up? And he's like, who are you talking to? And she goes, why the fuck? Like I can hear as I'm putting her into my pocket. I can hear it fucking straight. Why the fuck is he? And I'm like, oh no. And then so I move the phone to my ear to hear her finish off with the asking you who the fuck you're talking to. Like who else would you be talking to? And then I ask him, right? Like, cause I know that he should know for real too, but it's not like this was like a guy thing. I don't need him to lie. I'm not asking for him to lie and all that stuff. I'm just being genuine. So I'm like, who else do you think I'm talking to? And then he names this girl who likes me, right? He's all, Juliet? And the thing is, my girlfriend at the time is very, very, very self-conscious. Or no, self-conscious. Is very, what's the word? Very suspicious, sorry, of this girl, Juliet. She's very like fucking, oh, I don't like that girl. I don't like that girl because I had to train her, and I had to train her and see, look, I had her in my pocket at work, and she heard how she was talking to me, and so she's kind of like, I know she likes you. She's probably giving you like those eyes and batting her eyelashes and blah, 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 right? So I'm just like, oh no, he said the wrong fucking name. Like there was just no way he said that. He's like, who is that, Juliet? But he said it like just joking. He was just joking, knowing that it's my girlfriend at the time. And then like he's just thinking it's a joke. And so I'm just like, oh no, dude. Like, so she goes, all right. And then she hangs up. I hear the phone hang up. And then I'm like, why the fuck would you say her name? He's like, oh, because I know she doesn't like her. And I was like, dude, I was like, no, man. And he's like, then, he did the friend thing. Like, look, Louis, why are you with someone who's like this and stuff like that? And then I'm like, because without these problems, it's great. Yeah, insecure, yellow. Insecure is the other word. But, wait, I said self-conscious. Yeah, I said self-conscious, then I said suspicious. But I really meant insecure. Yeah, so I was just like, but she was suspicious of her. But it's like, oh, dude. So I tried calling her back, and it goes straight to voicemail. And I'm like, damn it. So I text her. I'm like, hey, and it sounds so fake, But like, you have a timing on this. If I wait like 10 minutes to say he was just joking, it seems like I probably rehearsed it or told him, all right, this is what you gotta say. This, you know what I mean? So I'm just like sitting there in the car. My friends like asking me, like, you guys are asking me to start the game. Like, are we gonna go? Are we gonna drive? Right? And I didn't get mad at my friend. I didn't get mad at my friend because look, whenever like shit goes like this with their girlfriends, their significant other and stuff like that, I'll say stuff like that too. Like, oh, where are you guys going? And stuff like that. It's like, oh, there's this girl that like Bobby started talking to, so we're just gonna go hang out with her and see what's up, see if he's gonna get married to her or not. And she's like, what the fuck, Louis? So I don't expect any less, but they wouldn't say it that way, right? They wouldn't do it like maliciously like I would. Like I'm joking, but I'm very, very like mean spirited when it comes to things like that. I'm not trying to ruin friendships or like make people sad and stuff like that, But it's just for me. It's just for me. I'm kind of like, it's funny. It's funny. But all right. So look. Yeah, so the way this resolves later on, okay? The way this resolves later on is me calling her, like, or not me calling her. I stop. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna call her anymore and stuff like that. She'll cool down. She'll cool down. And when she does, she's kind of like, she's like, I hope you're having fun on your date with Juliet. And I'm just kind of like, ugh. If I say I'm not having fun, like as I want to joke around, or if I say I wish you were here instead, it's all gonna get shut down. Like she's flaming right now. She's heated. And so again, no matter what I say, I'm just gonna look like a fucking loser. Like I still look like a loser. But I'm just like, so I'm telling him like, all right, look, dude. I was like, and that's the thing. I don't like to explain to anyone in the current relationship I'm in, like, any problems about them, because my friends and family and stuff like that don't need to think negative about that said person. Because what if they're going through something right now? Like for real. What if like if I love them, if I care for them, even if I don't love them and I really like them, I want to give them the opportunity to find themselves with me. And I'm not going to say, oh yeah, this person has all this weird shit about them or they suck and all that stuff, because it's like, I don't want my family or friends to feel like they're shitty and stuff like that, right? The thing is, at the time, like, when I was like on MySpace and things like that, this girl really didn't care about letting people know that she was like this. She would leave comments on stuff like that. Like if a girl left a comment on something, she'd be like, that's nice that you feel that way about my boyfriend. I'm like, yo, chill. She's like, why? I don't like the way that girl said that you were cute. I was like, that's my cousin, man. Like, or that's my like aunt or something like that. She'll, oh, really? And then she'll look and be like, oh, I didn't know she didn't look that old or blah, blah, blah. Like, I thought it was just this. I was like, yo, you need to chill with that shit. Like, for real. So, okay. Yeah, so in the end, right? Not in the end. Like, she messaged and she's like, yeah, I hope you and Juliet are having a good time. And she was 3 hours ahead of me. And so she's like, I'm gonna go to bed. Like, see ya. And it's like, nobody says see ya. Like, like, that's not how we say bye. So I know she's just mad, And so then, like, I message her. I go, hey, like I do want to talk to you. Just let me know when you're calmed down and stuff. And she goes, I will never be calm. I will never be calm until that bitch is dead. It's just like, fuck. I'm not gonna kill her. You know, I'm not gonna have anyone go out and fucking just make her disappear or some shit. So I'm just sitting there kind of like a doofus about it. And I'm just like, man, like, why do you have to be so cool and so lame at the same time, you know? But I don't say it. So again, like I'm telling my friend, and he's doing like, you know, the friend talk, like, yo, do you really want to be with someone like that? Like, come on, dude. Like, I know, Louis, you're like, you're a cool dude. You're pretty chill. Um, you don't deserve something like that because, you know, he's all, if I was gay, I'd suck your dick. You know, like I'd go out with you and stuff like that. And he's like, because like I know you have a nice heart. And I'm like, well, there you just said it, like, you know. And I was like, maybe I'm a fucking sucker for my heart. And it's just like I don't want things to be bad, you know. And then he was all like, yeah, but you know, some girls like have problems and they gotta like fucking like you can't always act like you can fix everyone's problems and stuff like that. And then I go, yeah, I know, but maybe I can't fix, like, you know, like maybe I can't fix their problems, but maybe I can help them find a way to fix it themselves. And I was like, and he's like, dude, like, you know, it's probably her ex, it's probably things like that in the past that are like making her feel this kind of way or something, you know what I mean? And then, oh shit, hold on. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. All right. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Are you guys good? Or no? Okay. All right, good, good, good. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, hanging out, hanging out. Okay, so yeah, like I understood what he said, you know, and then he joked. He's like, "Louis, you can't be like Captain Save a Ho and all that shit." And so I was like, "Dude, it's like obviously it's not like that and blah blah blah." But he's like, "Yeah, I know, I know." But he's like, you're my friend, and I don't want to like see you get hurt." And then I was like, "No, I understand, but I just you know, like she's not a bad person and stuff like that." And they say, "Okay, okay." He's like, "Well, you know, you're always gonna do your own thing and stuff like that. I just wanted to like share my thoughts, and that was it." So I was like, "All right, fuck it. We're gonna go to the arcade or what?" And let me segue into this arcade conversation real quick, real fast. If you guys didn't grow up with playing arcades like versus each other and shit like that, then you're like super super missing out. Like that was the times for the ultimate 1v1s. Like for real. Cuz you literally had money on the line. If you put like a quarter or two quarters in to play a game, if someone came next to you, like went right next to you to play against you, right? Then what the fuck? You guys saying it's like breaking, like the audio and all that shit's messing up? Mods, you let me know if there's a problem with the audio and everything, right? Please. Hold on. Let me let's do a speed test real fast. Hold on. Let me check. Maybe they're doing something right now. Maybe there's some maintenance going on that I didn't know about. And oh shit, my upload is baby right now. 4.2 megabits per second. All right, well maybe we won't play games for sure then. Maybe we'll just stay here, right? Maybe we'll just stay here. But yeah, like I feel like back then it was so much fun to play against someone that thought they were better than you because they had to put their money down, you know what I mean? They had to put like a quarter in and then boom. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you're just 1v1ing them. But yeah, that's what my friends and I would do. We would go all over like San Diego and we go run arcades. Like especially like they would play Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom. I was all about like Capcom versus SNK 2, Street Fighter 2, I would play Killer Instinct. I would play Mortal Kombat. But dude, no, like I was fucking stomping people out. You know what I mean? Um, but is it really that bad? Let me hear. Let me hear. I gotta turn on my phone. Hold on. Let me watch my stream. Give me a second. Let me see. Channel talk. Dude, it's normal. You guys, look. See, I can. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, that night I was like, fucking. I didn't get any sleep because it was just like an argument going. Like, I knew you were a fucking like I knew you were a cheater. I knew you were going out with that girl. I knew you were talking to her. I knew something was up with you and stuff like that. I'm like, how did you know all this? I was asking, like, how did you know all this? And then she said, well, why did your friend say her name? And I go, because we do that to each other. Like, we fuck around and say stupid shit like that. I was like, especially me. And you know this. I was like, you've heard me say stuff like this. You've heard me say this kind of stuff. She goes, yeah. She's like, yeah, but I don't really hear your friends ever say that stuff about you. And because they know I'm gonna say something mean back, so they don't say anything. And so she's like, no, 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 that was different. I go, look, there's no way I can like prove that my friend like said that as a joke. And like even if I do have him tell you it was a joke, you'll think it's rehearsed and all that stuff. So I said it's either like you think that I'm lame and like I'm a cheater and then like you end up leaving me and stuff like that because of it, or you know that I'm telling the truth and then like we just get over it, you know? And then she was just like, "No, you know what? Maybe I've done some stuff too that you don't know about." And it's just like fucking games. Like now I'm thinking, like and she's like, "You remember that one night that I went out with my friends?" And she's like, "Never mind, forget it. There's no point. Maybe we should just stop talking. Maybe we should break up. Maybe we like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen." And I'm just like, like fuck. Like it's just like now it's just like, dude, all I wanted to do was go to the arcade with my friend, have my girlfriend with me as close as like she can be for the time, so she felt like she was included or something. And then now it's just like shit. Now she's talking about like she probably had like 15 dicks in her mouth. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, ugh. So I'm like, damn it, dude. Um, I didn't think anything of it. Like I was like, you know what? All right, fine. Like fine. I'm like, I was like, I'll go. I'll let you go then and stuff, right? And then she's like, nah. Like she's like, why? She's like, no, we're even. Like we're even now. We're even. And just so you guys know, this was a long, long ass time ago. Okay, this was a long ass time ago. I'm just sharing the story with you now. So like, there's no like, there's no attachments or ties or anything to this person and stuff. But like, yeah, that was then. But yeah. So she goes, like, so is she a good kisser? And it's just like, I'm just staying quiet. And then I know she's gonna like just pile on. So it's just like, just do it. Like, just go ahead. So I'm just like right there, like just like go ahead, do your thing. So she's like, yeah, um, I'm pretty sure she is, but if we had a competition, I'm sure the guy that I was with is better. And it's just like I'm just sitting there listening, like go ahead. Like that's cool. Go on, go on. Do tell. But I know now, like, I'm like, I know she's being dramatic. She doesn't sound like herself. She's just being a punk ass, you know? And I'm just like, whatever. So I'm just letting her talk. And then I put the phone down. And then, like, I start getting ready for bed and stuff. And as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking, what if this was like the dick in her mouth, So, like, I'm like, this sucks, dude. So I'm just like, and I'm sitting there just thinking, all I wanted to do, all we were doing was on the phone. We were fine and stuff like that. I have work tomorrow, and I'm gonna go with my friend whose days off is the same as mine. We wanted to go to the arcades. I told her the arcades are cool. I wish she could be here and stuff like that. Like my friends and I, like we have like rivals, and I like that we end up going to the arcade and like these people that are there, like they're kind of always outside chilling. There's like a food court in the area, and when they see us go in, they go in, or they're already inside. But it's like we don't really talk to them. We just don't like each other. So I thought, that she was gonna hear all the banter kind of stuff that we do, where it's like, "What's up? Are you gonna win today or what?" And I'll tell you this, okay? I'm undefeated in a lot of things. And once I got good at Capcom versus SNK 2, like I was playing against my friends and I was learning and stuff like that. But once I got it, I was unstoppable. Like I finessed everyone. And there were certain grooves in that game. I know you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm gonna span for a second again. There are certain fighting styles in that game, in the game itself, like mechanics like that charge your super meters and stuff. There's different grooves and gauge bars, and there's 3 from Capcom side, the CAP, there's C groove, A groove, P groove. Then there's SNK, S, N, and K groove. And I used K groove. Alright? Everyone always thought that was the suckiest one of them all. But I believe it was the best. Because all the other grooves, they have like air guard, air block, tactical recovery, like you hit the floor and you can roll right away. They have actual roll, you can roll past someone, that makes you like dash or dodge through things. The only thing that can stop a roll is a grab. You can grab someone out of it. But and then like you can parry and all stuff. K groove, all K groove had was just defense, which is the perfect block. It wasn't a parry, it's you block. And in Street Fighter, when you block, you slide back. But if you block at the perfect time, you stay there and your meter charges. It also had run, small jump. That was it. So you had run, small jump, and the just defense, which can be activated in the air. But the thing is, that bar, the super meter, and that was when you get your ass beat, or if you just defense a good amount of times, you get this bar and it's timed, but you do more damage. I think you do like 1.5 to 2 times more damage with certain moves. So it's an extremely it's like kind of like an X-ray move in Mortal Kombat. It's kind of like a desperation thing. Like when you're getting fucked up, you get that bar activated. But and I didn't rely on it for that because I was really good at just defending, so I could build my meter up. And yeah, so I was just getting used to using the K groove, and everyone always thought that it was shit, but I always fucked them up with it. And like, how do you use that groove? If you use another groove, you'd be so much better. And I'm like listening to a guy who's like 0-20 against me, telling me that I could be better if I use something else. And I'm kind of like, why don't you just use my groove? Well, anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because people are starting to incorporate it now, and this was like years before that I was using this. So I'm a fucking pioneer. Well, anyways, like I said, I just wanted her to go, she was gonna be like in my chest pocket, and like just here, as we're playing and stuff like that, just if she wanted to be and stuff like that, she never, because it was like a long distance relationship, that's the closest that that we could be. And she didn't make me feel weird. Because one time I was gonna, what kind of started it all was I said I was gonna go get something to eat. And then, this is before, Uber Eats and all that stuff. And then she was just kind of like, I'm gonna miss you and stuff. And then I said, well, I could take you with me if you want. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'll bring you on my phone. And she's like, yeah? And I was like, yeah, if you want me to. And she's like, yeah, that'd be cool and stuff, So then that kind of, ended up being, a thing, we would hang out. So I just felt like, if she, that was just my way of including her since, again, she was, fucking cross country. And yeah, so this is, a time where my friend and I were gonna go to an arcade, and she tripped out. So now we're at the point where I'm brushing my teeth, and as my mouth is open, I'm just thinking of what she said, you remember that one night I went out? I'm just thinking, no, she was sucking dick like this, right? And I was like, damn it! So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back into my room. I'm just gonna hang up the phone, and I'm done with this, right? I'm gonna go back into the phone. I'm fucking done with this. And so I'm done. I brush my teeth and everything. I'm walking to my room, and I'm like, all right, over. I don't care, right? It's fine. I go pick up my phone, and I just hear her like breathing, like kind of like she fell asleep. And I'm just like, I'm just thinking about her, and I'm just like, that sucks. Like something made her like this. So maybe she was born like this. But I feel like a loser to not try. You know, so she was just like sleeping and stuff. And I'm thinking like, I know she said some shit to me and stuff like that, especially to hurt me. And I'm just like, I know I didn't hurt her. I know like I didn't make her ever do all this stuff. I know I didn't make her yell or scream at me and stuff like that. And it's like, she could have been brought up wrong. She could have had some trauma or something in her life. But I'm just like, you know, she could have had a really, really bad relationship or relationships. But it's like, but I'm not that, you know? I'm not that. And then I felt like, yo, if I hang up and I just leave and stuff like that, like, yes, I do have to think about myself for sure. But I go like, but at that point in my life, I was like, but there's nothing going on in my life that I needed to like put more priorities ahead of. I was content at that point, and I was just living, you know? I was just living, you know, to live. Like I was comfortable and I was good. So when I picked up the phone, I heard her breathing. I was just like, nah, dude, like I'm not going to hang up, but I will talk to her about this tomorrow, right? So then like, and dude, I'm not a fucking therapist. I'm not a psychologist, dude. I wouldn't even claim to be like close to understanding anyone or anything. Like in terms of like their body action, their body, the way they act, the way they say things and stuff like that. Like you can read all that, you can tell, but this, like, you know, I was just kind of like, man, something's up with her. So in the morning, like we weren't on the line anymore, but she had left me like 3 or 4 sentences of she could never say sorry. That's one thing too. She could never say sorry. Ever, ever, ever. And her way of like kind of like, you know, kind of like apologizing or whatever was like she said, "Good morning. I didn't like I tripped out on you more than I should have." And then she said like, "You have to understand that what your friend said really bothered me, especially because I told you I didn't trust that girl. And the way your friend said that, it was just what are the chances that he would say something like that?" And let me tell you something, okay? You guys real quick. In my life, there's only been one girl that has been truly special to me. And I see signs that direct me towards her, make me think of her all the time. Like, and I'm not trying to, okay? Yeah, there's been coincidences in my past, right? With friends or anybody. But nothing has ever been like this, this spot on and so consecutive, like so many times, like back to back, like just like dramatically, right? And like, there's only one person that I've ever had that with. But this person, I've had the worst fucking coincidences with of all time. Like for real, they're the worst coincidences ever. And I'm gonna tell you them. I'm gonna go through them. Like these were fucking insanely stupid. Okay, These were insanely like, whoa, like I looked super horrible. Okay, I looked super super horrible. But I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna go through them. Okay. So listen. One time, this is with the same girl. Okay. One time, my friend Gabby, like one of my best friends, I asked her because I had a cork board and I was using it for something, but I needed pins. And she's all about like arts and crafts and things like that. So one time I asked Gabby if if I could borrow her pins. Okay, actually, wait. Let me go to the other story. Let me finish the other one though about how we resolved that time. Okay, about when we resolved that issue because I didn't finish the whole cigarette thing either, and I'll finish that one too. What happened was she called me that day. She called me later that day, and I was like, she goes, "How come you haven't called me today?" And I said, because I wanted you to like, like cool down. And she goes, I'm not gonna be cool until we talk. And then I said, well then go ahead and talk. And then she was telling me like, do you like that girl Juliet? And I said no. She goes, do you find her attractive? I said no. She goes, if you weren't with me, would you find her attractive? And I said no. Like with no hesitation, like she's not ugly, but I don't find her like that. Like I don't know. I didn't look at her that way. And so she goes, okay, do you have any questions for me? And I said, yeah. And I asked her like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm okay. And I go, no, like, what makes you do what you do to me? And she goes, well, like what? And she goes like, no, like I go, like, what makes you think that I'm like, if you think so low of me, if you think that like I'm cheating on you, like why do you stay? And she goes, well, if I treat you so bad, why do you stay? And I'm like, look, I don't want to fight. I'm not trying to fight. I'm just trying to understand. Like, if you think like all the time I'm talking to my ex, I'm talking to somebody else or whatever, or I like somebody else, why do you stay? And she goes, I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm dumb. And I'm like, do you really think that like I'm doing something behind your back? And she goes, honestly, I don't know. You could be. And I go, okay, well, if you had a friend that was being cheated on, would you want them to stay in that relationship? And she's like, hell no, blah, blah, blah. And she was telling me a story about like one of her friends and how she told me, so you remember this? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, no, I wouldn't. And I was like, so then why would you tell your friend to not be with someone who's cheating? And if you think that I'm cheating, why would you be with me? And then she's like, okay, dumbass, if you don't get it, like, because I love you. Like, is y'all what you want me to say? And I'm like, I don't. And I said, look, without arguing, without being obsessed, well, I am mad. She's like, because your fucking friend brought up a girl that I don't like and said that you were on the phone talking to her when it was me. How would you expect me to feel if it was the other, or how would you expect to feel if it was the other way around? And I go like, well, I'm more logical. I'm more logical and I'm more sound. Like, I would think about it first, What up, Carms? So I'm just like, look, like I would think about it first. Like, yes, it's gonna cross my mind. Like when you said that day I went out, I'm gonna be like, did she go out? Did she really? Was it possible? Oh my gosh, give me a protractor. I need to figure out, was the sun aligned this way? You know what I mean? Give me the sundial. Like I do need to, like, I would do that. I would go like, look into it. So I felt like we were kind of like talking and getting through some stuff. And I felt like, and I told her, like, look, if it gets heated, just stop for a little bit. Like, I said, I want to get through whatever is going on. And then I go, can you tell me what happened? Like with the cigarettes? And she goes, no. And I go, did I do something wrong when I picked them up? And she goes, yes. She goes, you almost broke all my trust. And I'm like, but if you drop something, I'll help pick it up. Like, I was just helping. And she's like, yeah, but you don't fucking touch my cigarettes. And then I go like, I understand that now. And I said, I didn't then. And when I didn't then, I just got fucking lashed at. Like, like that was something I was supposed to always know. And she goes, fine, I'll tell you. I'll fucking tell you. And this is something that she said openly before and stuff like that. But she had a problem. All right? She had a problem. What happened was her ex dipped her cigarettes, I think in acid or in meth or even crack. One or the other. One of those things. He dipped her cigarettes in there. And that, like, you know, she had like a weird trip and stuff like that. Like that whole like week or whatever. She got all like fucked up like crazy. And then like he would do it very subtly. Then she found out later on. So I felt really, really when she told me that, I felt sad. Like I felt bad. I didn't cry or anything. I just felt bad. Cause it's like, yo, dude, like, you know, yeah, she smoked and all that stuff, but like, she wasn't trying to smoke like that. You know what I mean? So when I went to pick him up, I get it. She didn't mean to lash out at me and stuff like that. But that was the first time I could see for real the effects of like someone's like relationship like lingering. And like, you know, like she got really fucking like, whoa. And that's what I'm saying. Like I got yelled at. This was our first interaction in person ever. And like, I'm like, what the hell? All I did was like, and like I said, I was optimistic about it. I was just like, oh, let me get your cigarette. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck away from it. And I was just thinking like, oh, she's doing that because she probably has something inside there for me. And then she walked up and she threw them away. And so then she goes, the reason why I threw them away was because I don't know how my ex did it. But I had like a brand new pack of cigarettes and stuff. I had just opened them and then like they were already laced like within like a minute or two. And he was like right next to him. So I was trying to rationalize how he could have done it. And she's like, I just know it happened so fast. And like, you know, I had to go to the hospital because she had like a really bad trip and stuff. And then, yeah, she found out, yeah, her ex was like fucking with her cigarettes. So, yeah, like back then I felt like that sucks, you know? So I like, you know, I was like, oh, dude, like, okay. I go, I understand that. So I go, did he ever cheat on you or anything crazy? And she said, no. And then I said, then why is it that and I like, do you think I would cheat on you? And she goes, well, this is like the first time I have like a long distance relationship. And I don't know, maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe like I'm stupid. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe I can't handle it. And then I said, and then she's like, but she's like, I love you a lot. That I'm really scared to lose you. And I think like, I don't want to show it. So maybe that's why I act like a bitch to you. And she's like, and I'm sorry. Oh no, she goes, I'm sorry. She goes, I'm not sorry. Because this is who I am. She goes, I'm not sorry. Because this is who I am. But I understand if you don't want to be with me. Because who'd want to be with someone like this? So then I told her, like, you know, and I'm like, look, I care for you a lot. Like, I like you a lot. And I said, there's just no reason to, like, have these issues. Like, I don't know what else I could do, you know, to make you feel comfortable. Like, you have a life and a career over there, and I'm barely starting my like, career and stuff like that over here. And this is before, like, YouTube, like, took off and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't, like, I don't see, like, you know, like, why we need to make crazy moves right now. Like, what is it you want to do? And she's like, well, yeah, like you said, like, I just started, like, my new job and stuff. Everything is good. And you're starting yours. And And she's like, and I'm enjoying this time together. And so I'm like, then why are we ruining it? Like, why are we ruining it? She's like, that was your fucking friend. Blame your friend. And I go, but look, I said, in right now, how do you feel? Do you really feel like I'm into like that girl Juliet or not? And she goes, I really don't know. I really don't know. And so I'm like, okay, like, I'm tell you this. I don't find her attractive. I do know that she's very flirty and she's like, but I don't work with her anymore. I said I was only training her. I don't work with her anymore. She's like at another store. And she's not even in like my district. So like I don't ever have to talk or see her. So it's not like there's some ties with her and stuff like that. And I go, and I can be honest, she's like that with everyone, not just me. She kind of like flirts and like talks with everyone that way. She wasn't a crazy flirt, you guys, just so you know too. This girl Juliet, she wasn't like oh my gosh, like fucking, I'm gonna suck your dick right now. Like let's just close the store and fuck on the table. You know, she wasn't like that. She was just like, she's the kind of like girl that would say like, hey hun, how you doing, sweetie? You know what I mean? Oh, you look cute today. You know, like kind of say those compliments like that. Or like, could you be a doll and get this for me since you're so strong, and you know, like that kind of shit, right? She's that kind of girl. Um, so that thing, it kind of got resolved, you know, like we were just kind of like talking, and then she planned like a trip to come to San Diego, right? And this is like again when I ask my friend Gabby if she has a bunch of pins, like push pins, thumbtacks, a bunch of things like that so I can use on a cork board, right? And she goes, "Yeah, I'll bring them over and stuff, right?" So she brings them over. I have them. My ex comes and we're hanging out. And you know, everything is cool and shit. Everything's fine. Um and I want to paint my room because I'm having some fat ass glare in there with the sun. So instead of getting curtains, I didn't mind the sunlight. I just was tired of the sunlight bouncing all over my white walls. So I painted my room like a nice brown. I know it sounds weird because it's like brown, but it actually looks nice, okay? I'm telling you, it looks nice, especially with the way my furniture and all that stuff was. It looked good. So I had these nice brown walls. I painted the whole room. We rearranged, like I rearranged the room and all that stuff and everything. So the day she's leaving for the flight, I go to take a shower. And she knocks on my door. And then oh, remember, we pulled everything out of my room and vacuumed everything. Painted and let it all dry. Then like vacuumed everything again just in case because I was taking off the tape and all that stuff from everything and the light fixtures and all that stuff. After that, vacuumed the second time. Okay? We put everything back in the room. The pins that we have, she drops. I forgot this detail. She drops where her suitcase was. But I help her pick them up. Then she brings her suitcase in the room. And then she puts it on top of like the area where the pins dropped on the carpet. So anyways, like days later and stuff like that is when she's leaving. And I'm going to take a shower. And she knocks on my door. She knocks on my door. And then I'm like, "What's up?" And then I was like, do you need to use the restroom?" And like I opened it, like, you know, I wasn't like undressed or anything, so I opened it. I was like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Oh, one of your bitches forgot her earring." And she gives me like this, it looks like a pink, like it's pink with the metal stem, like an earring. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, is this my mom's? Like, where did this come from? I'm just so confused. So like, where did you find this? And she doesn't want to talk to me. She's like, "I'll be out in the living room waiting to go." She's like, "If not, you can take your time. I'll just take a taxi or something to the airport." And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then so like I go in the bathroom and I take my shower. I get out and then I'm like, "Where did you find this at, Shell? Don't worry about it." I'm like, okay. So then like I'm getting dressed and stuff like that. And as I'm in my room getting dressed, and I sit down on my, because I had a futon couch bed, so it's on a couch mode right now. So I'm sitting up on my couch, and I'm sitting there as I'm drying my hair, and she comes in the room, and she goes, "It was right there," and she pointed to like where her suitcase was, and I'm like just there right now. She's like, "Yes, right now," and she's like, "Those are some ugly ass earrings though, but who is this bitch?" And I'm looking at it, and I grab it from like the my dresser, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, "This isn't an earring." And she goes, "Yes, it is." I was like, "No, it's not." And she's like, "Are you gonna fucking? How are you gonna tell me to my fucking face, Louis? I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. This is a fucking earring from a dirty ass bitch that you fucked." And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, "This looks like a brush bristle." I was like, "This looks like a brush bristle." And I was like, "It probably came from." I was like, "It," and I'm trying to do some fucking detective work and CSI shit. And I'm like, "It probably fell from the pins." I was like, "That's what we did. We not drop the pins like last week after we painted my room and we're putting the thing in? Did you not drop the pins right here?" She goes, "Yes." So, but that's not a pin. And I was like, "We don't know what Gabby thinks is a pin or not, you know?" And then she's like, "No, we don't. But that doesn't fucking mean that's not an earring." I was like, "Or it could be a pin." I was like, "We vacuumed the room twice. There's just no way like it did not get sucked up." I was like, "We dropped this after the room got vacuumed twice." Or she goes, "Or maybe you're fucking some bitch and you're pulling her nasty ass hair and her earrings came off." And I was just like, so I started laughing because I think it's funny. And she's like, "Are you laughing because you're remembering or what?" And I'm just like, "Oh, dude." It's not even that. It's just so ridiculous though, you know? I'm just like, "Oh no." And I'm like, "Dude, we have to leave in 30 minutes to go to the airport. Like, she cannot miss her flight for sure. You know, like this is like she has work like the next day. There's no buffer." So I'm like, I tell her, I was like, "This." I go, all right. I won't deny anymore that it's an earring." She goes, "Because you know it is." Like, no, like I don't know what it is. My best guess, if I had to put money on it, would be it's a brush bristle. But I'm like, you know what? But I can tell you, I've never had anyone here. I've never had anyone here. Like, since you. Oh, like, I've never had anyone here. No one's been here. And then she's like, "Bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's probably someone, you probably got better at hiding it." And I'm just like, I was like, "Look," I was like, "Please, let's not do this. You're going to leave soon." She's like, "Good. I'm fucking leaving forever. When I get on that plane, it's done. Like, forever. I'm gone." And then it's just like, gosh damn it, dude. There's just like nothing I can fucking say or do. I can't prove that it's not like, I don't even know where it came from. And so I'm just like, and here's the thing, when I was talking about like bad coincidences, right? When I was talking about bad coincidences, um, we were hanging out with my friends, and my friends were talking about like this girl who used to wear some big ass hoop earrings that liked me. Um, we weren't the subject wasn't about her liking me at all. It was just talking about like anchoras get into fights and stuff like that. How they're like, "Oh, hold my earrings," and blah blah blah, right? And then my ex says, "Have you ever been with like some chola chick and stuff like that?" And I was like I didn't want to like, it's like I don't really like to talk about that, so I'm just like I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's gonna very sound contradictory and dumb. Um, because I feel it now, right? I feel like this girl I'm with, I have to tell her everything about me. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about now. I have to tell her. I want her to know everything about me until she doesn't want to know anything about me, and that's because I feel. And the thing is, I don't want to know everything about her, and I've told her this. But it's only because I just want to pour my entire being out there. Okay? In the past, in the past, yeah, I didn't want anyone to know much about me or what I did. I don't know. I didn't feel they were like worth it, worthy enough of it. There was no reason for me to talk about it. You know? So I felt like, with this girl, I like there's no reason for you to know who I was with or why I was with them and stuff like that. And then she goes, "You probably were, huh?" And like when like you're laughing really hard about them like doing the hold my earrings and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, because that's like how they are kind of thing. Like, when the girls are gonna get into a fight, like, they do the hold my earrings. So it's like it's just kind of like a common thing. So it's funny. She goes, or you were just picturing fucking one of them until her earrings flew off. And so she set that up on this trip that she came down here. So as she's leaving, it's quote unquote coming full circle that there's a mysterious earring, a pink mysterious earring on my room floor right now. And I'm like, dude, like, again, it's another coincidence where I'm like, oh my fucking gosh. And it's just like, I can't prove it. I can't prove by chance how this happened, right? I'm just fucked. So I'm just like, damn it, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't say anything. I can't prove it. So I tell her, you want me to take your suitcase like downstairs to my car? And she's like, yeah, so I can get the fuck out of here faster. And she's like, you know what? Let's just go now. I'm like, just lock up the door and let's just go. So it's like, all right, we're leaving, and she's not saying anything to me. It's like from where I lived at the time, it was like a 25-minute drive to the airport. And I opened the trunk to pull her luggage out, and then I'm like, hey, and then she just grabs her luggage and walks away. And I'm in a loading zone, so I can't leave my car unattended. And I wasn't financially stable where I can just like, fuck it, tow it, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm just like, like, I'm watching her just walk away. She doesn't turn back or anything. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't have an earring. Like, there wasn't an earring and I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So fuck this, right? So I leave, right? Like, I leave. I get in my car, because you're only supposed to be there to load and unload passengers and stuff. So I get in my car and I drive away. And then I go to a part like where you can kind of just wait, and I'm just waiting to see like, her plane take off, just so like, like I was there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna like, bye bitch, I'm just like, so I'm sitting and I'm waiting, and then like I know she's supposed to take off, like they're departing like at like, I think it was like 2:15, because we got there like close to like 1:30, and yeah, she takes off. I think, like, I honestly don't know if that was her plane or not, because there was like multiple planes around that time. So I just think, I feel like I believe that, yeah, I was there till she left. So I'm feeling lost, dude. Like, I'm feeling like, just what the fuck, man. Like, everything was cool. Nothing, like, there was no arguments or anything this time. And I'm just feeling like, damn, at the very fucking end, this dumb pink pin. And it doesn't look like a pin, for sure. It does not look like a pin. And it also doesn't have that little part where the back of an earring would snap onto on that little metal stem thingy. It doesn't have that thing there, right? And so, and I'm like, just thinking, she's just having one of those days. Like, it just happened on one of those bad days. And so Gabby messages me. She's like, hey. She's like, I have something for your girlfriend. And I'm like, what is it? And she goes, oh man. She's like, she didn't leave already, did she? I'm like, oh, she's gone. And she's like, oh, I made her something. And like, she just made her like she had this little box that she made her like that, because she's into like Superman stuff. So she made her like this like little box that had like the Superman logo and stuff like that on it. And then I was like, I'll go pick it up right now. And she's like, okay. And so then, I went over there, right? And I had to pee. And I'm in Gabby's restroom. And as I'm peeing, to the right of me on her, like on the counter by the sink, she has like not a jar, but something that holds like, brushes, hairspray, bunch of shit like that. And I see a brush there with pink bristles. And I grab the brush and I'm looking for it, and I see one of the bristles is missing. And I just started laughing so hard. Then Gabby's like, "What the heck? Why are you laughing?" And she's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I just started laughing like, "Oh my fucking gosh." I was like, "I'm so bothered right now." And she's like, "Why?" And she's like, "Wait." She's like, "Are you laughing because you peed all over my toilet seat?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No, dude." And then she's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "Oh my fucking gosh." So like I get out, I wash my hands, and then like I'm like, "This fucking brush right here." I was like, "This fucking brush." And she's like, "What? Like what about it?" She's like, you like it or what? I'm like, "No, I fucking hate this brush." And she's like, "Okay, like why do you hate my brush?" So I go look. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And so I still have the bristle in my pocket, okay? I had the bristle in my pocket. So I go, "I fucking knew this is a brush bristle." And she's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Ah." I was like, "Look, she got mad at me. We painted my room, blah blah blah." And I told the story I told you guys. And then like she's like, "Well, what the hell? Why did she think this was an earring?" I was like, "I don't know. Like I kind of can see it's too." She's like, "But the stick thingy looks too thick to like go through an ear like that. And this would be an ugly earring." And that's the thing. She was telling me like, "Oh, who's this cheap bitch you brought here and stuff like that to fuck?" She's like, "No wonder why her earrings didn't stay on and stuff like that. Like, look how ugly they are. Like, fucking." So, but I guess she rocked her world or whatever for her earring to fly off. So I'm just like, I was like, "Look, she left mad right now, and it's gonna take her like 6 or 7 hours to get home." So I'm like, this is like the longest wait for me, right? I'm just like, damn it, dude. Like I wanna tell her, right? I wanna show her and stuff, but I was like, maybe I should leave it as a picture. I should send it to her so when she gets home, like it downloads, like when she gets connected to service and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, I gotta wait, and I'm just like so fucking like, can time go by fast? Can time go by fast, dude? Like, please. So I'm like, dude, like this is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so later on, like, I guess she has me blocked, right? So I wait like an hour from when she was supposed to land, and I call, right? I call, and then it goes to voicemail. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait a second, you know? An hour goes by, or an hour, 30 minutes go by. I try calling again, voicemail. So I went online, and she happened to be online at the same time, like on on fucking Facebook. And then I'm gonna message her because I see her online. So as I'm trying to message her, it's like, "Cannot send message, blah blah blah, until user accepts your friend request." And I'm like, wow. So I'm like, this is so lame, dude. Like this is so lame. Like I didn't even do anything right now. I got accused of like fucking this girl, making her earrings fly off in my room, and then my current girlfriend found it, caught me, and I look like a liar. But I'm like, I have all the evidence right here to prove that that's not what it is and stuff, and that she was mad for nothing. But I don't have this communication link with her. She's cutting me off. And so she messages me like the next day. And she's like, "I'm home, and I'm so glad to be home because I'm happy that we're done." And she's like, "I don't know what I was thinking and why I ever left." So I'm just kind of like, this is like fucked up, right? So I'm just like, damn it, dude. Like, this is all for the wrong reasons, though. Like, if we can break up, we can break up. That's fine. But you're breaking up on the notion that I cheated on you, and like you found an earring, but I'm like, it's not an earring. I knew it wasn't an earring, and I found where it belongs to, and it belongs to a brush, and it belongs to a brush of the person who gave me a container holding a bunch of pins and needles. That this was in there, that she probably thought this was like fucking part of the pins and needles. Oh, and that's the thing too. I dumped all those things out. Like when she saw it, like after I got out of the shower, I dumped them out on my countertop. So I looked through every one of them, see if there's a matching set or something. And there wasn't. There was some weird stuff, and that wasn't really like that really wasn't a good argument to be like, oh, look, it could just be anything. Look at these like 4 different things that aren't exactly the same thing, but they're just random. What if it's just random like that? You know, it's just like, no, this has to be something. You fucking lying, cheating piece of shit. So, yeah, I was looking at it, and then like, I was like, listen, you're wrong about all this stuff. I go, you can be mad at me, and you can hate me and stuff like that, but can you just let me explain? And she's like, hurry up, I got 5 minutes, and that's the thing too. She like withholds information and stuff like that when she's mad. Like normally she'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go get some food at blah blah blah. And it wasn't like again, this wasn't about like checking in, or it was just something like, you know, I don't know, it's long distance shit, you know? So I don't know, I think that's what it was. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna go to GameStop to go buy a gift card. Give me like 5 minutes or something like that, you know? Oh, okay, cool. You know, you're just letting them know because they're not there. Like I don't know. What else do you talk about when you're like long distance and shit? It's just like filler. It's filler, but informative filler. But like when she's mad, it's like, I'm going somewhere. I gotta go somewhere right now. Do things. And I was like, oh, you're mysterious now. All of a sudden, you're mysterious. Because you're mad at me. Or like, you know? So I'm just like, you know what's funny? Listen, you guys. What's funny about this is I recorded a lot back in the day. Like, even still do to this day. But like back in the day, like I'm talking about like gameplay wise. Okay, strictly gameplay wise. And I'd be recording for my old YouTube stuff back in the day. And if she was mad at me, she would come into parties fucking yelling at me, okay? So, like, oh, shit. We be getting some good footage, right? We be getting some, oh, there's a guy right there. Watch out, because there's a guy, like, who the fuck is that bitch that liked your MySpace picture? And it's like, whoa. It's like, and then some people that don't know that are just there for the video are like, who's this? And she'd be like, who the fuck are you, bitch? And it's like, yo, chill. Hold on, we're recording. I don't give a fuck what you're recording. It's like, oh, no. Maybe that'll be stuff that comes out of the vault, though. For real, but like, because the footage was good. It was good, but I mean, like, this is stuff that you don't want to, like, you know, I'm not gonna make a Google Doc or anything about it though, right? But like, it was fucking insane. No, Anthony, I couldn't go offline, right? I couldn't go offline, and I couldn't make the party invite only because I wanted her to feel okay. I wanted her to feel secure, even though she took money and success out of my pocket and wallet sometimes because of this, right? I wanted her to feel like it was okay. No, Kobe. You guys don't know who this is. You guys don't know who this is. Nothing to do with anyone you've seen online and stuff, okay? Now all my relationships are online. But look. So I tell her, I was like, listen, you were wrong. And she's like, then show me that I'm wrong. And I'm like, okay. So, I go, you have your phone, right? She was like, yes. I go, look, I'm going to send you what you saw. And I showed her what I saw. And then she's like, oh, don't worry. Even though you try to make a fake one or something, don't worry. I took pictures of it myself. So I took pictures of it myself. I got it. So I'm like, okay, you got it, right? So she was looking at it and she's like, okay, yeah. And then she was like, hold on, let me check. So yeah, this looks like this. No, she's like, yeah, it's the same one. I was like, all right, show me how you took the picture of it, and I'll put this there and I'll do the picture all over again. She's like, no, it's the same one. It's the same one. I remember that dumbass mark on it. Yes, go ahead. And I go, look. And I show her the brush. And she's like, okay. I'm like, no, look at the brush real closely. She's like, okay, yeah, I see. There's a hole. One's missing. I go, what do you mean one's missing? Look at the brush. These are the same bristles. And I was like, this is Gabby's brush. And I was like, I guess she fucking lost it. And then when she was putting all her pins and needles together, she just fucking threw that in there. Oh, you're mad at me over a brush bristle. You spun this whole story that I cheated on you and I fucked some cheap ass bitch and I blew her earrings off her ears. And I put her earring under your suitcase after we had vacuumed and rearranged my room and painted it. That's your story. And so then she started laughing about it, right? She started laughing like really, really hard. And she's all like, so do you want to play like the new maps later in Halo? So you want to play the new maps later on in Halo and stuff? I'm like, no, I don't want to play the romance. You know, I was like, what I want for you is to acknowledge. She's like, yes, it's a brush bristle, okay, but the new maps. She's like, I'm gonna go right now to go get them. That's where I was gonna go. I was gonna go to GameStop right now so I can go get them. She's like, are we gonna play tonight or what? And I'm just kind of like, you know, this is the best I'm gonna get as a sorry. So I'm just like, I already have the maps. I was like, have fun waiting in line. And then she's like, you better not like play without me. I'm like, nah, fuck it. Because of this whole thing, I'm gonna play all the maps and stuff like that. I'm fucking no. And she's like, that's not fair. I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about what's not fair. So I started laughing. You know, and it ends up just becoming like a joke and stuff like that about this shit. And I'm just like, oh, my gosh, dude. So I'm just like, crisis averted again. And I told her, I was like, you know what sucks though? What if that plane blew up? And that was the way you said bye. And you never learned the truth. And then I found out the truth later. She was like, good. Then you have to live with that. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything wrong. Like, so how the fuck was that going to be like a thing that's like, you know, like, like what the hell, man? All right. Here's another story. All right. Same person. Okay. Same person. Okay. There's this girl who works with my cousin named Jasmine, right? Who works at my uncle's restaurant. I go to my uncle's restaurant from time to time to go eat, okay? And I have her on the phone with me. And then I went to school with this girl, Jasmine. And okay, look. She's like a 7.5 out of 10. I only have 1 10 in my life, and she's the only girl that can smile with the sound. Okay? Other than that, like, there's no one hits 10. No one's hit 10. No one ever hit 10. It's already been hit. And this girl was like a 7.5. Okay? She's Mexican. She has like nice hair. But she liked me in high school. Right? It's funny because 2 names like, you know, Juliet and Jasmine. JJ. But listen. She's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a long time. How have you been? And I'm like, you know, oh, good, dude. And she's like, yeah. She's like, when we graduated, you kind of like disappeared. Like, she was a class under me. She was a junior when I was a senior. She was a class under me. She was like, when you left and stuff like that, like, you made us sad. I was like, who's us? And she's like, the girls, you know. And I'm just like, one day, you guys, maybe I will do a stream of my yearbook, okay? I'll do a stream with my yearbook. So you guys can see, I never changed. You always see like the same comments of what people like said about me and stuff like that, all right? That I'm very fucking hilarious. And I'm mean. But I'm ugly. But for real though, like, Yes. They say I'm smart, I'm hilarious, and I'm kind of mean. But like, it's been the same shit, and like some of them kind of quote jokes or whatever, right? But yeah, she was just like, and I'm not gonna bullshit. I was very liked in school. Okay, all right, I'll say that. I was really liked in school. The way you see me online on YouTube and stuff like that, like why you're here or what you like about me, is why the people were there and what they liked about me then. Okay, it's not much different. Like my looks, I didn't get any better looking. I stayed the fucking same, but I always had the same brain. All right. That's it. That's it. Okay. So this girl is like saying all this shit, and I know that my ex at the time is on my phone, and I shouldn't have asked questions. This is after the fucking pin brush incident. All right. So we're past this now. We're past this. And this is all like within a year span, okay? This is all within a year span. Like every quarter is like a season, and we're in the season 3 fight, okay? And so she goes and says, that she works here at my uncle's restaurant, but she also works at Johnny Rockets. So she's talking to me like, "So what happened with you and stuff like that?" She's like, "Oh, I work 2 jobs right now. I'm going to school to get like a degree in nursing and all that." And she's like, "It's kicking my ass and blah blah blah." She's like, "But yeah, have you been to Johnny Rockets?" And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "You should go there." She's like, "I'll hook it up." She's like, "I'll hook you up and stuff like that with pizza and all this other shit, right?" And then I'm like, "All right, cool." I was like, "Maybe." And then she's like, "Maybe." And then, all right, no, I said maybe. And she's like, "No, like, come on." She's like, "Even when I'm not working, I'll take you there and stuff like that. Like, I'll treat you." I'm like, "Oh, I can't." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, I have a girlfriend." And she's like, "Oh, we'll bring her." And then she's like, "We can double date. I'll bring my boyfriend." The thing is about this girl, Jasmine, in high school, she was a notorious cheater. Like, for real, for real. And so it's like, that means nothing. Like, that meant nothing. Like, "Oh, I'll bring my boyfriend and stuff." That really meant nothing. And I knew she liked me because before I graduated, she had told me and stuff like that. I had wrote me a letter and shit, right? So she doesn't know that my girlfriend's on my phone in my pocket or whatever. And then she's like, "So is she pretty? Like, is she beautiful? And is she like me?" And she's like, "Ah, like ah." And she's like, "No, she's not as good looking as me, huh?" She's like, "So you have to settle, huh?" And I'm like, "Heck no." And then she's like, we would have made a good couple and stuff like that." And then like there was like a glass there, and she's like, "If you look at us right now." I'm like, "No." I was like, "Listen, keep it professional. Look, I have a girlfriend, all right? I don't have eyes for you or anyone else. I was like, I'm just hungry, and I need to put those eyes on a menu. So seat me." And she's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Don't tell your uncle. Oh, okay, blah, blah, blah." She's like, "Yeah, you're like, she's like, "Yeah, your cousin, I work with him. He's cool and stuff like that. He's really quiet. He's not like you. He's the opposite of you, right? So he's the opposite of you. He's very quiet and shy." And then I'm like, "Well, then you should talk to them and stuff like that. And then like you should get to know him." She's like, "I have a boyfriend though." I was like, "Yeah, but you're trying to take me out on dates." I said I was gonna treat you, not take you out on a date. I'm like, "Yeah, but you wanted to go alone. What the heck is that?" And she's like, "Anyways, blah blah. Keep it professional, remember?" She's like, "You don't want to know what my treats are, blah blah blah." So I was like, sat down, right? Like I sat down. She didn't serve me. Like she was there. She was leaving and stuff like that. She said, "Bye. See you at Johnny Rockets or whatever," right? And dipped out. She left. So later on, we hung out with, like, well, I'm hanging out with my cousin. He comes in later on and stuff like that. And my cousin, like, so I pick up the phone and I'm talking to her, and she's actually kind of like, she's calm. And she's like, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's this girl I went to school named Jasmine." And I gave her the last name and stuff like that. And she's like, "Do you ever add it on Facebook?" And I'm like, "I don't." And then she's like, "That's fine." And then she's like, "Oh, but your cousin does, blah, blah." And she's like, "Oh." So she's on my ear now. She's like, "Wow. She is pretty. She is good looking." And I'm like, "But I didn't say that. I didn't say that about her at all." And then she's all like, "So why didn't you ever talk with her? Like, why didn't you ever talk with her at that time. And then this goes to another story, but we probably won't do this today. But it goes into like my ex of like that I thought was like that I thought she was like right for me until like stars shine brighter than normal for me, right? I thought this one at the time was the one, right? And so and I did not want to get into this argument or the discussion of anything. That was the reason, like, why, like, I don't know, I didn't want to see anyone else or whatever and stuff like that. And but I told her, I was like, I just didn't like her, which is the truth though. I didn't like her. Okay, I didn't like Jasmine in school, but it's because I was with someone that was better. Um, and little did I know, I thought I peaked. I thought I peaked, dude. Little did I know how far I was off from like the peak in my life. But yeah, so she was just like, "How come you don't add her?" I was like, "Why would I add her?" I was like, "I'm not really her friend. I don't really talk to her and stuff like that." She was an underclassman, like, I would just see her every now and then and stuff like that, and she would just do like the woo, that kind of shit and stuff like that. Or there's Louie, and then be like, "Ow!" like that kind of shit and stuff. And it's just like, that was it. And she's like, mm-hmm. I was like, look, all right. So I told her, you think that she's really good looking, right? And don't you think that I would tell you that, yeah, that's my ex, or I'd be proud to say that, I was with her or whatever. So that's like, I just didn't like her. Like, I really didn't like her. And she's like, all right, all right, all right. So my cousin comes, right? My cousin Eric. And he's like, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. And then, he's like, hey, he's like, Jasmine likes you? I was like, likes me or liked me? It's like, well, she liked you, but she talks about you all the time. Because our uncle keeps like talking about you, how like you used to like run this restaurant really, really good and stuff like that. And like, yeah, she's like, tell him to come back, tell him to come back. Like, I'll make you like, I'll make you some nieces and nephews with your nephew. I'll make you more and stuff. And then he's all like, oh, well, like what's it called? He doesn't come in. He comes in whenever he wants to come in. She's like, no, call him in. Tell him it's an emergency or you need him for something. And that's what my cousin Eric was telling me as I'm on the phone with my ex. And my ex is like, oh, so it's just bigger than that, huh? And I'm like, oh, no. Like, fuck, man. And I'm just like, dude. It's like, damn it, dude. Why the fuck, like, Kiana Samar? So I'm like, damn it. Here we go again. Dude, and my oatmeal got cold. That's how I was going through all this. So I'm like, fuck, man. And I'm like, all right, all right, all right. I'm just like, all right, all right. So what I'm going to do is just chill out for a moment, right? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to argue with her. I'm going to let her say everything she needs to say and stuff like that. And so she's like, so I can see, is this why you always go to your uncle's? She's putting a story in her head together. I'm not going to like let her stop. I'm not going to stop her. I'm going to let her keep going. Like, she's like, this is why you always want to go to your uncle. I noticed that you and Eric have been hanging around a lot recently. She said that, yeah, like, no wonder why, like, Eric's been calling. I wonder what he's been saying. He's been probably passing messages from Jasmine to you. And I'm like, oh, no. Season 3 is fucking ramping up to be a hard one to fucking push through. So, like, ah! And then she tells me, she goes, so you know what? I trust you. She's like, I trust you. She said, a girl this hot and you, like, not trying with her, I do believe you that you don't like her and you didn't like her. So then I'm telling her, I'm like, well, thank you. She goes, yeah, like, she said, well, we got to work on things, right? We got to work on things. And I'm like, and I'm kind of like smiling because I'm kind of like proud. I'm like, this is cool, like, And like, it seems like she's like devoted, like dedicated, like, like I know that there's some flaws and all that stuff, but her saying that I trust you, I believe it. She goes like, she said, I don't like, I don't always want to be mad or thinking things like this about you. Like you've never showed me any reason to doubt. And she goes like, and if I ever felt that you did, she said, I didn't mean it. And so I'm just like, well, thank you, like, and I'm like sitting there eating my stuffed French toast. um, so what happens later is my friend is managing a GameStop, and he's asking me if, because he was gonna give me he was gonna give me one of the Call of Duties early, right? He was gonna give me one of the Call of Duties early. So he's telling me, he's like, hey, he's like, can you do me a favor? He actually already gave me the Call of Duty early, but he was asking me for a favor. He's like, hey, I'm having a midnight at my store, and he's like, he's like, do you mind bringing some pizza or something? I was like, I'll get you back. I'll get you back. And I was like, well, how many do you need? I was like, how many do you need? And he's all like, and this is like my best friend too. And he's like, do you think you can give me like 10 pizzas? And he's looking, he's like, if you can do 15, 15, but I think we should be okay with 10. And you remember back then the midnight releases and stuff like that, like for Call of Duties and stuff, like, and Halos, there was like a lot of people and shit. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, I was like, I'll do my best and stuff like that, right? And he's like, okay. He's like, hey, I just called it in. I called it in to Papa John's. And he's like, do you mind picking it up from there? And I'm like, no, they said like it should be ready in like 20 minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I tell my ex, I'm like, hey, my friend called me and he's asking me if I could drop pizzas off for a midnight. And then I was like, so we're gonna like, and the thing is, she got Call of Duty. She didn't get it early. She had to wait in line, but she's 3 hours ahead, so she's already playing it. Like we're already playing for a little bit. She's like, you're gonna leave me? And I'm like, no, well, I'm gonna take you on the phone. She's like, no, but like, I don't want to play by myself. And I'm like, just play. And I was like, I'll be on the phone with you and stuff. And then I was like, yeah, I gotta hurry up and like go right now because he called it in. So I'm like getting like my keys and everything. I get in the car, and then I was like, fuck, I don't know. I should have asked him. I was like, I gotta ask him which Papa John's I gotta go to. And she's like, what? And I was like, I gotta ask him which Papa John's. And she's like, fuck you, you dirty bitch. And I thought she was talking to someone in the game. And I was like, what happened? She goes, and she hangs up. And I'm like, wait. I was like, wait, hold on. Was that me? Like, what was she mad about? Like, what the heck? I just said I had to call Jose, Jay gonna pay YT. Thanks for your 5th super chat. Hey, Louie, hope you're having a good day, man. I'm gonna keep on keeping on, Thank you, though, for the super chat. Hope you have a good day, though. But yeah, I'm like, it's not midnight for me though, Jose. It's like 9:30 for me on a Friday. So I'm kind of like, I'll give it a second because I'm like, yo, usually when someone hangs up, if it wasn't you, you let them call you back, right? If you know it's not you, you give them a chance to call back because you don't want to be stuck in like phone tag, like trying to like contact each other when you can't. So I left it alone for a little bit. I got the address. I called my friend. I asked him where it was at. And his name is Jose. So he was like, yo, he was like, oh, it's the one on this street or whatever, right? So I'm, all right, cool. So I go to that one. And he's like, yeah, sorry I didn't tell you. So that when I'm calling her back, she's saying, leave me the fuck alone and stay out of my life. And I'm like, and she hung up on me. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, dude, what the fuck did I do? Like, so was that her cussing at me? Like, fuck you, you dirty bitch. I thought someone killed her in Call of Duty and she was just talking shit to them. But she meant that to me. So I'm thrown off. Like, I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, I'm trying to think, where did this story come from now? What is she mad about? Like, what did I say? So I'm like, scanning all my fucking dialogue in my head. Maybe the sounds I made. Like, I'm like, did I stutter? Did I say something like I was so unsure? Like, what the heck? Like, why is she mad? And, that whole night, I'm trying to get in contact with her just to find out what happened. Nothing. I don't talk to this girl for about 5 days. I stopped messaging her and like trying to contact her, but I don't hear from her in like 5 days. And I'm just kind of like, what the hell, dude? Like, so I'm playing Call of Duty with my friends and stuff, and I feel bad because like we were gonna play together, and she just kind of like, she just kind of like playing but by herself, and I'm just like, dude, I don't get what's going on, right? Like, I don't get what's going on. And then on the sixth day, like, or sorry, yeah, the sixth day, the fifth day, I do message her. Sorry, on the fifth day I message her, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going on with you, but I hope you're okay. And she didn't say anything back. But the sixth day, on her Facebook, she posts, OMG. She goes, I was so confused, you guys. Someone should have told me. I thought Papa John's was Johnny Rockets. And she was like, oops. So now I know why she's mad. Now I know why she's mad. Because the girl that liked me, named Jasmine, told me in front of her that she worked at Johnny Rockets and she could hook it up. And so when my friend Jose asked me if I could bring pizzas from Papa John's, she thought that I was just lying and orchestrating a hangout for me to go hang out with that girl Jasmine. And instead of going out of her way to tell me, like, you know, that she was sorry or to let me talk or explain anything, for like almost 5 business days, no, for 5 business days, she fucking hated me because she misconstrued the two. And the stupidest thing about it, the stupidest thing about this though was she wanted to order me pizza. She wanted to do something nice for me and order me pizza the day that we were gonna play Call of Duty together. So it's like all these coincidences are fucking horrendous, dude. Like, they're fucking horrendous. No, like, she wasn't gonna order from Johnny Rockets. I think she was gonna get me like Pizza Hut or something. But the fact that dude, I swear, like, coincidences to her, I could not catch a fucking break, dude. I was like, everything was like a horrible like instance. So one time, she thought I was spying on her. Okay, so check this out. I don't know anyone by name of who she works with at the place she works. She works at like a family-owned business, all right? And they were making jokes about stuff. They were making jokes about like things at work, and I wasn't talking to her. I wasn't on the phone with her or whatever. One of the times that I wasn't. And then they went on the subject about like cheating and long distance relationships and cheating and stuff like that. Right? So one day she tells me this. One day, or no, the same day, it's the same day later on when she gets off of work. She's like, how you been? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm good. I'm just tired and stuff like that. And then for whatever reason, these words come out my mouth, okay? These words come out my mouth. I'm like, what did you do all day besides watch live porn? That's what I said to her. I said, what did you do today besides watch live porn? And she was driving, and I could hear her like stop. And she's like, what the fuck did you just say? And I was like, that you were watching live porn? She goes, why did you say that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just, you know me, I just say things. She goes, but why the fuck did you say those exact words, Louis? I'm serious. And I'm like, I legitimately just said them. And she goes, did you add anyone on Facebook recently? I'm like, no. So did you add or did you message anyone? I'm like, no. And then she's like, then why the fuck would you ever say that, Louis? Like right now, tell me right now, why did you say live porn? I go, I have no idea. I just said, what did you all day? She goes like, no, because my friends, my coworkers and I were just talking about like her neighbor has like a really big window and stuff like that. And if they started having sex and stuff, they would it'd be like watching live porn. And then she stopped herself. She's like, wait, but you don't even know where I work. And I don't even have any of my friends added. So how would you know them? And she's like trying to like break it down in her head. And then she said, but that's not the point. The point is we started talking about afterwards how people when they cheat long distance, they get close to people that they work with or they become their friends so they can spy on them. So who's my coworker that you know? And I'm like, I'm not talking to, I don't know anyone, dude. I was like, I don't know I don't even know where you work. And she's like, oh, that's true. And she's sitting there trying to reason, like, why would you say that though? There's no, like, why would you coincidentally say that? Like, that's something we talked about all day, and we talked about cheating and all that stuff, and I just kept thinking about you all day. I was like, I don't know. Maybe you fucking sent that to me. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I have no fucking idea. But it was a hell of a coincidence that, again, almost led to a fight. So she's telling me, though, like, right? Like, so it brings it back. It brings it back to the whole, like, Papa John's thing, right? And Johnny Rockets. So I bring that up. And I go, like, I don't know. But at least I didn't confuse it like Johnny Rockets and Papa John's. And she's like, shut the fuck up. I was like, no, for real, though. I was like, I just said it randomly. I was like, you try to put two things together. I was like, I honestly, look, I don't know anyone you work with. And you know this, because I don't even know where you work. And you say you don't even have friends. You're not friends with the people you work with either. So I wouldn't know what you're saying unless you think that like I have some sort of like listening device or something. I don't fucking know. Like, you're on the other side of the country. How do I know like what you're doing and saying? Like, I never did it. Like, she's like, I don't know. Maybe you did. I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should check your cigarettes. Okay. So, the Papa John's thing, right, was season 3. Now, season 4, right? Season 4. We did break up. We did break up. And we get back together like later on, right? We get back together like later on. And she went to go visit family in another country, right? She went to another country to go visit her family. And she started talking to some dude there. And she kept asking me, like, you know, if I was talking to anyone else and stuff like that. And I told her I did. And I asked, like, what about her? And she was like, no. But she really did, though. She really, really did. And this is like what happens, okay? So as I'm talking to her, like on the phone, like we're catching up again. As I'm talking to her, she was stopping in the middle of the conversation going, what was that? And I was like, what was what? She goes, what's that fucking noise right now? I'm like, what noise? And she's like, I heard that, Louis. She's like, don't fucking make me think I'm crazy. I was like, I swear I'm laying in bed. My lights are off. I'm like in fetal position. The phone is resting on my right ear and my hands are between my knees. And she's like, no. She's like, no. I know what I heard. And I'm like, okay, like I didn't do anything. And she's like, yeah, have a nice night with that. And she hung up. And then she wrote me like this a long ass paragraph, like in the middle of the night. I woke up to it, and she's like, I can't believe you had the audacity to have a girl over sucking your dick while you're on the phone talking to me. And I'm like, what? I'm so thrown off. like, what the fuck is she talking about? And I was just laughing. I was laughing at myself, like in the morning, like to myself. I'm just like, the fuck? I gotta get ready for work. Like, what the fuck is this shit, right? I'm like, oh no. Oh no. How can I explain my dick wasn't getting sucked now? You know what I mean? I'm just like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to prove this one? And so then look. All right. I call her later on that night, and she answers. She goes, "What? You want to torture me some more?" I'm like, "Listen, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong this time, and I don't know what you're thinking about. But I swear, no one was over last night." I was like, "Dude, you were with me when I locked up the store. I came home. I went into my dude. I what's it called? I went to brush my teeth and I went to bed. Like that's all. That's all I did. And all I did was like listen to you tell me about what you were doing today and stuff. And then I told you like I'm sorry if like I fall asleep and stuff like that. And you're like yeah, but I was still talking. I was awake and coherent. I was good. I was fucking good, right? And so then look, she's like, I know what I heard yesterday. And then this is what she says. But if you do that shit again, we're done. So I had to mute because I started laughing, okay? I started laughing because I was laughing hard. I was laughing like one of those hard laughs you guys hear me do in the videos because it's like, wait, what she's telling me from what I'm getting from her is, Louis, if you get your dick sucked again while I am on the phone with you, as your girlfriend, I will not tolerate that and I'm going to leave. So you better not let that happen again or it's over. So I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? So I was like, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, whatever about it, right? I'm like, so like, I wait till I call and she's like, you hear what I said? And I unmute. I'm like, yeah. And I mute and I'm still laughing. I'm trying my best to be all composed. All right? And then she goes, you're lucky though. You can fuck around tonight because I have to go to bed early and stuff like that. And who knows? Like, you know, you might put me on mute. You might do your thing. And I go like, all right, I'm going to ask you though. If you thought I was doing that, why didn't you just fucking like if you thought like I was like, you know, getting my dick sucked at that time, why didn't you just fucking like hang up? Why didn't you just break up? You know, why didn't you just leave? And then she's like, she said, look, I think I might have just heard something or misheard something. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? Like, okay, maybe you did. What did it sound like though? She was, you know what it sounds like? And I was like, but like, did it sound like soft or did it sound like vigorous? And then she was just like, she's like, just shut up. And so then later on that night, I was falling asleep early. I was like surprisingly falling asleep before 9, like around like 8:50, 8:40. And I told her, like, you know, I'm going to brush my teeth. And she goes, oh, so you're going to go to bed early. I was like, you know, I'll probably go to bed at the same time as you. And she's like, why? And I was like, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. I was like, I had to wake up early for inventory and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm tired. And then she was just like, well, yeah, then go to sleep with me. And I was like, I will. I was like, let me brush my teeth. So I brushed my teeth and all that stuff, right? I lay down. Again, this is that futon bed that I have that has like metal bars that goes ding ding and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll spring, right? I lay down in the bed and I get all comfortable. And I'm like, look, these are the springs. I was like, you know what the springs sound like? She's like, yes, I know. So I'm right. So I'm getting all comfortable and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm laying down. And then she goes, don't fucking start. And I was like, okay, what did you just hear right now then? And she goes, I'm not fucking playing around, Louis. I was like, look, I was like, I don't know what you started to hear. I was like, was it this? And I moved my bed and you hear the springs going like, she's like, no, it wasn't that. I go, is it this? And I'm like knocking on the things with ding, 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 ding. And she's like, kind of like that. And I was like, so I'm like, and I'm moving my pillow. I was like, it's not this. Right? It was like, no. And I'm like, I don't know the noise I could have made here. She's like, I heard something. It sounded like someone like moving next to you. And I moved my legs. I was adjusting my legs. Was it like this? Like shifting my legs like around like a cricket and shit. And she's like, no, it wasn't that. It was more like the second noise. So I banged in the bar. I was like, was it like that? She's like, yeah. But I was like, how does that sound like someone's moving? And she's like, well, when they like, if you bump into something. So then I'm like, oh. All right. Like, but I was like, oh, maybe that was me though. And then after like 5-10 minutes of silence, she goes, I can't fucking do this. And she hung up. So I'm like, dude, I'm too tired for this. I'm going to go to sleep. So I do, right? I do. I go to bed, right? I go to bed. And I wake up. And she's like, fuck you. We're done. Like, I don't know why I gave you so many chances. You're such a fucking idiot. Like, I'm even worse because I'm the one that let myself get into this, mess with you. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Like, I'm not even going to respond. So she calls me, like, at 2 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock her time when she gets off work later on that day. And she's, like, telling me, like, you know what? This was a waste of time, right? This is a waste of time. I shouldn't even be calling. And I'm like, well, what did you call for then? And she's like, look, if this is your first time cheating, I understand, okay? So if this is your first time, I understand. She's like, just tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I did wrong for you to do this to me. And I'm like, it's just better if you hang up. Just hang up already. So why? Because you don't want to tell me? Like, you already hurt me by doing it. Like, are you going to just hurt me the rest of the way? And I'm like, I'm just going to go. I was like, look, if hanging up on you hurts you, then I guess, like, then I'm going to hurt you. That's not what, if you're going to hang up on me, at least tell me the truth and stuff. And so I'm like, no, like, I already did. But if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. I'm going to go. And then she's like, no. And I hung up. And then she tried calling back and I didn't answer. And so I went home. And at the time I had a Canon, not a Canon like to shoot fucking cannonballs from, but a Canon camera with a 512 megabyte memory card. And it was a digital camera, so I had the battery and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, I have a plan. So I'm at home, right? My mom, my family's gone. I'm there by myself. My family's gone. It's just me, right? And she calls me and says, listen, maybe it's my phone because I was talking to my mom earlier and I was hearing the same sounds. She goes, they didn't sound as loud as I heard it when I was talking to you the past 2 nights. So maybe it's just my phone. And then she goes, but it wasn't. And she goes, it's not my fault that the phone's making noises. And I was like, so when you heard your mom on the phone when she called, did it sound like she was getting her dick sucked? And she started laughing and she goes, yeah, it did. So she's like, I guess it's just my phone. So it's not her fault and she doesn't need to apologize. But if her phone could apologize, I'm sure the phone would apologize, right? And so I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever and stuff like that, right? So she goes, I hope you're just not fucking playing around with me. I hope you're just not doing this shit because you're mad at me and you're trying to get revenge on me or something. And I'm like, I'm not, dude. Like, what the heck? Like, what? I have no time for this, right? So then we were talking. I was falling asleep. Like, this week, it was just like a very tiresome week for me. So I was going to sleep early, like way before 10. And I told her, like, yeah, like my family was out like on vacation and stuff. So it's just me. And then I lay down and I tell her I'm going to go to sleep. And then she goes, fucking hell. I'm like, what? She's like, you really don't give a shit about me, huh? And I'm like, you know what? Keep talking. I turned my camera on. I put her on speakerphone. I put it on speakerphone and I hit record. I hit record. And then she goes, and I tell her, like, keep talking. And then she's like, why? Why, huh? And I go, look, I'm recording right now. I'm recording my room, under my bed, in my closet, a 360 of my room, down my hall, like the front door, the living room, the kitchen. Like, I'm going through everything very thoroughly with my camera. All right? And I go down like my front door, down the stairs to the side of the street, like the sidewalk. Like, I go back upstairs. I go into like my family's bedrooms and stuff like that. I'm looking, I'm going under the bed, under the closet, and I'm saying, and I'm having her talk. I'm having her talk the whole time. So like she knows that I'm not like faking it, and I have the phone right next to like the camera, like so you can see that I'm holding her there, so she knows that like, and I'm like, what's today's date? And she's saying the date. I'm all right. I just want you to know, like, I'm just gonna send you this raw footage. Just like go online right now and accept the file transfer. So I was sending this file, okay, which took like it was like maxed out 512 megabytes at the time. It took like 5 days to send through like Yahoo Messenger or some shit, right? The whole fucking thing. She let me record that. She let me send it. And she opened it like 5 days later and we watched it. All right? And it's 240p glory. And my house was empty. It was like kind of plain. There wasn't anywhere you could really hide. So we sit there and watch it. And then she starts crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And then she goes, I'm sorry. And like, this is the first time like I hear her say she's sorry. And then she goes, not to you. And I was like, oh. She goes, to myself. And I said, why? Like, what happened? And she goes, when we broke up, and I went on the trip, when I left, I met a guy there. And me and him started talking. She was gone for like 4 months on this trip. And so like she was just there and like she like was spending time with this dude and stuff too. Like she wasn't there for him, but she met him there. And she goes like, yeah, like he was my boyfriend. Like we went out for a little bit. But I broke up with him because I knew I was coming back home. And she goes, and I was just hoping to catch you. She said, I was hoping to catch you like doing something so that I can tell you about him. And then she said, I know you weren't doing anything. And every time I did that, it hurt me because I could hear it in your voice that you were just like, what's going on? Like you were just so confused. She's like, I knew that like you weren't doing anything, but I just needed to find a way to tell you. And it goes, so 2 times you made me think that you were hearing something. I was like, did you really hear your mom's like sound like she was getting her dick sucked? And she goes like, I did hear noises, but I knew it wasn't that. I knew it wasn't that. And then she goes, and now like you went out of your way, you even recorded everything to like try to appease me, just to make me think that like nobody was here. Like that you wanted to really show me. You know what's funny? I still have that footage. But she's like, you wanted to show me that nobody was here for sure, or no one was there for sure. And so the fact that I just let you, and then it took like a week. She said I felt like canceling it just to delay it, but then I didn't want to wait anymore. I really wanted to see that hopefully maybe there was someone there. So maybe there was someone there. And so then I remember I was feeling indifferent about things. And I told her, I was like, yo, like we weren't together. Like we weren't together though when that happened. I go like what's bothering me is that like you went through all this because you did something that you thought was wrong, which I go in actuality, technically you did nothing wrong because we weren't together. In actuality, you can feel regret and remorse. But I'm like, but I don't know. And she goes, "Was please tell me like you were with someone or you were talking to somebody else during this time?" And I said, "Yeah, I was and stuff, but I mean like I wouldn't hold it against you, like like for whatever you did. Like we weren't together. I didn't think we were ever gonna get back. I didn't like have you in mind at all. I wasn't thinking about you at all." And then she's like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, now I feel better. So I feel better about this." And then I was just kind of like, I told her, I was like, "I hope you don't expect me to have a camera with me 24/7 to try to show you that I'm not doing anything wrong. Like I hope that like you know that I'll never do this again." And I was like, I don't know who in the right mind would ever do anything and stuff like that. And then she asked me, she said, "Why do you do these things for me? Like why do you?" And I go, "I used to feel sorry for you back in the day." I said I used to like, like something must have happened. Like someone must have did you really, really wrong. You were brought up really, really wrong. But I never wanted to rationalize that you were just fucking crazy. I didn't want you to think that you were just crazy. So I said that like, I I want everything to be okay with you. Like, I want everything to be okay for us. Like I don't know. Like I'll tell you this, you guys. I didn't see a future with her though. I didn't see us married and I didn't see us having kids. It's not because I didn't care or anything about her. The thoughts and the feelings just didn't naturally like just become there. Like they just didn't get there. I never thought about that. Um and yeah, like I go over there to go visit, okay? I go visit over there. I go to her place. I go to the East Coast, okay? And this is kind of like what sets my mind up. So, I go over there right before I leave. Right before I leave, as I was doing my whole web design thing, um, one of my friends, like this girl I had a crush on when I was in school, nothing ever happened between us. Um, Nothing ever happened between us. We never went out, and even in the end, we never went out or anything. But I always liked her, and she liked me. But we never talked about it. We never talked about it. We never said anything about it and stuff like that. And when we were in like school, we went out with like other people and stuff. And I don't know. But when I was doing my web design, I had posted something like if people need like help or a business that they know that needs like websites or whatever. She told me that the place that she works at, which was I think it was an orthodontist. She worked for an orthodontist or a dentist. But she said that like I think it was an orthodontist. But she's like, "Oh yeah, like our website always tell like blah blah blah, like my boss that he needs to fix his site." She's like, "Do you think you have a meeting with him?" Because she was an assistant there and stuff. And then I was like, "I'm down." And when I saw her, when I saw her, she was she was attractive. And yes, I was on my way to go see like my girlfriend at the time. And but I saw her and like this was a girl, like I said, that I had a crush with. When she messaged me on Facebook, I wasn't like, "Oh, let me see your pictures. Let me see what she looks like and all stuff." She just asked if I could help her out with the website. So like, cool. When I went to go see her, like I noticed she was being overly friendly with me, and I was like, "Uh oh." Like very rarely, ever, 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 ever will I get stun locked or kind of like get me out of this situation. You know what I mean? Like like oh, I have someone, but someone's piquing my interest, or I'm getting attracted to someone, or something like that, right? And she was getting friendly, and then it's just like, oh, dude, I don't want to work. Like, I don't want to do work with this. I don't want to do work like for this guy because if I'm here, I'm gonna have to see her, and I feel this is a bad situation, right? So it's like this is a bad situation, and I'm not gonna put myself into this stuff like that. So fortunately for me, the orthodontist didn't want to change his website or anything. He didn't want to change his website and all that stuff. And then I told her thank you though for setting up the meeting and all that stuff. And like yeah, he just didn't want to do it because he just liked it and it looked like shit. It looked like a Microsoft Word presentation. No, Microsoft Word. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Microsoft Word page with just clip art on it. All right, that's what it looked like. An orthodontist website. So I was kind of like, fuck, man. Like, I don't want to put myself in this situation. Maybe because like I was already feeling like this was after I was told like after I recorded like with the camera and all this stuff that like I didn't do anything. I'm going on a trip that I kind of don't really want to go on, but I don't want to like blur the lines with a new interest, right? I just kind of wanted to like do it right, I guess. And I didn't want to like, I didn't want this girl to steer me in that direction only because like I'm feeling like this thing is ending or whatever. But I'm going over there because like, I had bought this ticket in advance. I had bought this ticket in advance like so I'm just kind of like it was non-refundable. So it's like might as well see what happens, like try. So I went over there and when my plane landed, I got a message from the girl that left, and she wrote me this long, heartfelt message and stuff like that, where it's like, I met her in 4th grade, all the way till we graduated into our adult lives. Like I've seen her around and stuff. Like, but we went to from elementary, middle, high, and then like sometime after like during that time like after high school I didn't see her, talk to her. Then like she added me later on, and then like now she needed me to like do like some website, like she wanted me to work on a website for her boss. So she was just telling me this like all these things about how she always like thought I was cute, that I was funny, that she was too shy to ever tell me that she liked me, that other girls that liked me that I went out with, she was jealous of because she always thought that they were prettier than her, and that like she wouldn't have a chance with me because of what they look like. And she wasn't bad looking at all. I just don't know why she had like really like low self-esteem about it. But she wrote me like I said this long ass thing, and when I got off the plane and I was waiting for the taxi and stuff like that, like she wrote me in an email. She wrote in like she actually emailed me because like I had my email there for like the website and all that stuff if people needed it and stuff. So she wrote me an email, and that's what like I'm reading it, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like this is crazy. Oh, you know what? I also have a a friend wrote me a letter also too around this time about this girl. And it was a friend that came out telling me that like, she wanted to be with me. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me find it. Cuz it goes along with this time. And it's because a friend told me, she told me that like, she wanted to be with me and that I should leave this girl that I'm with, right? Hold on. Look it. All right, so I'm gonna tie in like 4 girls in here, okay? And I know it sounds bad and stuff, right? Because like all this shit's just like happening at once. And this reminded me of high school because when I was graduating, there were girls that were kind of like, "You're leaving forever, no!" That's what I said. Like, all right, just listen, okay? Just listen. So when I was leaving, as I was leaving, um, as I was leaving, or as I landed, I got a message from her. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna like use the initial M. So I got an initial from M. I got a letter from an email from M. And then before I left on this trip, I had a very conversation with the letter T. The letter T didn't want me to be in this relationship with my current girlfriend at that time, my ex now. She was like, she was telling me that she loved me for so long and that she wanted to be, and she didn't even say girlfriend or anything like that. She said she wanted to be the woman in my life and that she knows what it takes to take care of me, that I'm simple and stuff like that, right? And I was having this conversation with her, and I told her that if you can do this, like, let me know. I said, I bought a ticket and I can't refund it. And she told me, I'll pay for that ticket. Don't go on that trip. Don't go on that trip. She said, stay here with me. She told me to stay there with her. And then I said, but I don't have like that closure. Like, if I feel like I don't go, I'm not going to shut it down. And I'm actually also going over here as a business trip too, to like work on like her family business, like with the family business that she's working on their website. So I'm like, whatever, med. So I'm like, and then this girl also, like I said, like from my past, like that I was attracted to throughout our school years. Like, you know, we're adults now, like past like the college stage and all that stuff. Like we're in our adult lives now. And she just wrote me this long letter, like this long email telling me that she was always attracted to me. She was always like drawn to me. And for some reason she feels that like her and I were meant to be something more. And I'm just like, well, why? You know? But she was just like, I was always with you. Like I always wanted to be with you, but I always felt like insecure, and I always thought all the other girls that you would were with or that liked you were a lot better looking than me and stuff. And she knew that I was leaving. And she's like, I kind of want to take a flight to where you're at. She was, I don't even know why you're going. Or what you're, because I was like talking to the doctor, like, yeah, I have a trip like tomorrow and stuff like that. I'll be gone for a couple weeks. And I had said that, like, yeah. And he's, oh, well, good luck, blah, blah, blah. It's cold over there. Hope you don't freeze and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, all right. Right? So I get there and I'm reading that letter from M. And then I'm just like, or I keep saying letter, the email from M. Then I see like my ex coming to pick me up. So I get in the car and you know, she's like, hi, and I'm like, hey. She's like, it's cold. You want to go get something to eat? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, like I don't mind just dropping off the stuff. And then she's like, okay. And then I'm just thinking about that email. And then she has to work while I'm there. So I'm there at her place and she lives with her mom, but it's only her and her mom. She's an only child. And they have like a 4-bedroom home. And yeah, she's going to work and stuff like that. And we hang out a little bit. We don't do much. And she takes pictures. She posts them on her Facebook and all that. Then I get this email from T. All right. So listen. She goes, hey there. Hope your trip is going well, as it seems. I'm writing to let you know that I'm highly offended by your actions / lack thereof. I really don't understand you at all. You tell me things, and I try, and you told me to not like take any of this serious, like not to take any of this serious, that you just want to go, find your closure. And you told me you want to go find your closure every time. She goes, I try to stay away from you. And I let us come back to whatever this is, and whenever it comes to her, I feel like I'm left empty-handed. Now I know I have no ties to you, or it's even my place to try to claim you. but I wish that I had the chance. She goes, tell me you want me and only me. Tell me that I would be the right for you. Like, I see you suffer in this relationship with blank, and it always goes sour. I am a kind, loving, and I am kind, loving, and turn the other cheek no matter what or how many times like anyone has ever hurt me. She goes, but you never hurt me. It just hurts that I don't have this chance with you. All I've ever asked was for you to give me this one moment to just have us, to leave her, to not go. She goes, when you talk to me, she goes, you you talked to me before you left, and she goes, yes, your phone messed up or was messing up, and luckily I got your email because I told her, like, I was talking to her before I boarded the plane. She's like, don't go, please. That's what I was telling you. She's like, don't go. And I was like, I don't know if my service is bad here and stuff like that. But I went to, like, I wrote her an email though. At least I had my laptop with me, and I opened it up and I was able to write. I was writing to her there on there. She goes, I was trying to talk to you. It was like your phone messed up or is messed up, and luckily I got that email. However, I would have liked very much to talk with you the night before, but oh well. Because like I didn't tell her, like, I was talking to her as I was flying out, not like the day of. So I appreciate very much and thankful that I got to speak with you while you were in Texas to aboard your next flight. Then you're gone. I sent you an email and you didn't respond nor return my calls when I tried calling you the following day. For a while, I was worried about your well being. Then I saw you on Xbox. I sent you a party invite, no answer. I figured it was probably someone in your family that was playing. When I saw that you were in a party, like I was going to join you like I normally do with the normal people. I can't even begin to tell you how rejected I felt and hurt. But my strong attachment to you, again, I turned the other cheek and I made excuses for you, saying he's out on his vacation and deserves to have a good time, so I'll let him be and not pester him. Then your Facebook updated your photo and you're with her. Yes, I am jealous. And yes, I am perfectly aware that this trip was planned when you two were still together and you were in fact going to see her. I just thought how you thought you were going to end I thought you were going to go there. I just thought how you thought you were going to there or you're going there to end it once and for all maybe. But I guess not, since y'all are off having a good time. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on between you two. I just know you've given up on me and chose her over me before I thought me coming back into your life would be different. It appears that I am wrong. If you two are finished, it still doesn't change the fact that you've ghosted me. It also doesn't change the decision I've made to keep you out of my life permanently. You now no longer hold the power on me that you once held. I will no longer talk or speak with you. From now on, you are gone and shall remain gone. This, us, is finished. I am miraculously done holding any love for you. I am worth the chance, and you should have taken it when you had the chance the first time around. I am a good, caring, nurturing woman who would have loved you unconditionally, and considering how many times you've been through, and considering how many times, the things that you've been through with her, it's pretty obvious that you loved her, and you would have never, you would have never loved me, but I would have loved you forever if you had let me. I wish nothing but the best in your life. I'm going to start looking for mine. Take care and goodbye. So, this is what she had said to me. This girl that really really like was in love with me. That I didn't know had these feelings for me. This deep. And she was just kind of like on the side, like, like, oh yeah, I hope your relationship goes good and blah blah blah. But this whole time, she wanted the relationship with me. And so when I talked to her the day before I left, or the day that I left, is when she professed everything to me. Not to get on that plane, not to like go see her, that she would pay for this ticket. That, and I told her like, you know, but I won't get closure, and I'm also going for business. Like I'm also going for business. And then so she said she saw me on Xbox, and then she also saw like me update my Facebook and stuff like that, right? And now on my end, this is what happens, okay? So I go there, right? And I'm with my ex, okay? I'm with my ex. And she calls me from work asking what I want to eat. And I'm like, oh, anything. You know, it doesn't matter. Just get me anything. Whatever you get, just get me some of whatever. Like, we had like similar tastes and stuff. So she's okay. I went to hang up her phone. Like she had, this is a landline, a cordless phone. I went to hang up her phone, and I put it on the receiver. I guess I didn't put it on good enough. So I'm fixing up her room. Like I'm like rearranging it because like, you know, I had my suitcase out, and like I took some stuff out, you know, because it was snowing. So I like was getting like boots and all this stuff ready. So I was trying to like, you know, organize it, fix it up and all that stuff before she got there. You know, like make it nice again, like before I existed in this picture. So I did all that. And she came in and she threw a Wendy's bag on the bed. And so there's your fucking food. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened with her. What's going on with her? And so she's eating downstairs with her mom. And I feel like a weird ass shut in. I feel awkward. I'm upstairs at I'm in my girlfriend's house upstairs with a bag of Wendy's by myself, as she's downstairs with her mom talking kind of loud. And what am I supposed to do? Walk down the stairs and be like, can I join you guys? You know what I mean? Do you mind if I sit here or something? So I'm just like, So I go on my phone and I call her, and I could hear, she had a flip phone, and I could hear like closing it really hard, like to end the call. Open it, close it really hard. I could hear her downstairs slapping. And then her mom is all like, Louis, come down here and eat. And I'm like, all right, give me a second. And so I'm just like, all right. So I bring the food down in the bag. I was taking it out, so I put it back in. I'm coming down the stairs. She gets up real fast and goes upstairs. So I'm sitting with her mom. But like, I didn't have anything like weird with her mom. Her mom was just chill. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. She's probably having one of those days. And I'm like, so then I asked her mom, like, all right, ask her mom. I was like, is it all right if I eat upstairs? She's like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, I don't mean to leave you by yourself. She's like, no. I was like, I just want, she's like, go see what's wrong. So I go up there, and she goes, oh, I can't wait for this one now. And I'm like, what? And then she goes like, who was that girl you were talking to? And I'm like, who? And she goes, today, you dumb fuck, today. Who was the fucking girl you were talking to at my house? Who was the bitch you were talking to at my house in my room? And I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm pulling out the chili all slowly and stuff because I'm hungry. It's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, kind of like, you know, making like a little makeshift table on this desk. And then she's like, you know who I'm talking about. I was like, look, I wasn't talking to anyone. She goes, you know you left your phone in my car. And I'm like, I didn't know. And then she goes, yeah, you left your phone in my car, and I went through it. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, how come you still have your ex's workplace there? So they called me earlier. Like they called. I was like, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? She goes, I was like, that's fine. Like, I had nothing to hide in my phone. She goes like, oh, then why would you have her number there? Like, but her workplace. I'm like, dude, she doesn't even live in this state anymore. Did you even see the number? And then like she's like, no. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was like, it was a number to a GameStop in San Diego. And this girl doesn't even live here anymore. It's like she lives in another state. So it's like, I just, when we break up, I'm not like, oh, I got to change this to the GameStop in San Diego instead of like, have X's name on there. I just left it. I don't go like, oh man, got to change everything up real quick. It's done. It's like, dude, that was so long ago. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. She's like, I'm pretty sure they called to try to set something up. So I call them, like I call the number on speaker, and they're like, they're in the high thing for calling GameStop shit and stuff like that. I'm like, yo. And they're like, hey, Louis, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. What did you guys call me for? And they're like, oh, because we're starting to take reservations for blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, all right. Like for Halo Reach and shit like that, right? Or something like that. I think it was Halo Reach. So yeah, we're taking reservations for like Halo Reach or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. Right? I'm like, cool. And then she goes, she's like, oh, I got that email too. I got the email too from Best Buy and stuff like that. They are doing that. Or is that code that someone is here and they're taking reservations for it? I was like, that's a fucking stretch. I was like, we don't even need to go that far. Like, I'm in my head, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is stupid. So like, I'm over here. Why would anyone be trying to make reservations while I'm down there? Don't you think? I said, look, if you think I'm talking to my ex, don't you think I would have told her not to do it then because I'm gonna be up here? Like that makes no sense. Like she's like, all right. She's like, okay. She's like, then who were you talking to when I was at work? Because your phone was in my car. So your phone was in my car. And the line was dead this whole time. Like I tried calling to the house. And then I was like, dude, as soon as you and I hung up, I got off the phone. Like I was done. I was off the phone. And she's like, no, you weren't. I was like, look, your mom shares the same line as you. Right? So if I was on the phone, do you think I'm really gonna risk me talking to some girl or something like that when your mom could pick up the phone? And I don't know. I'll ask her later. And I was like, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was like, how do you know your mom wasn't on the phone? She's like, we have two lines, Louis. You know this. And I was like, but all right. So what you're saying is I had the other line busy while I'm talking to someone. Wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't it just make more sense to just have her on one line and then if you call, I can answer it instead of just be like your line's busy? Like, doesn't that make it more sense? So I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. I don't know what you're planning. I don't know how you do things. I just know that I know you're talking to someone. I was like, all right, look. How about this? How about we wait, right? You're acting all irrational. How about you request the phone records to see the incoming calls and the outgoing calls? And she said, oh, don't worry. I already did. So I just got to wait to hear back from them. I'm like, all right. And she's like, okay. But she's like, don't you think that you're fucking like, you're free to do whatever you want and stuff? And she's like, get the fuck out of my room. And so like, she said, I'll bring your suitcase and everything down there and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, she did put my stuff in my suitcase, except my laptop and my Xbox. And I guess because it was like too much to unplug or whatever, and it was kind of like plugged in, like to like it's kind of like set up so I could work on stuff. But yeah, she left it there, and she was the one who would join the Xbox parties as me, with my friends, but she wouldn't talk. And she's the one who went on my Facebook to change the pictures of us that you heard in that email from that girl. So I'm just like, so she inadvertently hurt this girl who wanted to have a chance with me. And then, and surprisingly, she didn't see any of these emails. Like, I mean, she could have gone through my stuff, and I was like, okay, like, but, and I was just I was staying downstairs, dude, in a living room, in a snowed-in place. And like, I didn't have my own car. I didn't have any friends or family over here and shit like that. I'm there for like a week. And I think during this time, like, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I think I'm done now. I think I'm done with this, right? And when I get my where is it at? when I get my laptop back, when I get my laptop back, I see these messages that I got from T, and so I respond to her about everything that had happened. And then she's like, I'm so sorry for all that, like that you went through. She's like, I really thought, like, that you just left me, like, dusted me, ghosted me behind. And I really thought, that you didn't like me or whatever, and you were lying to me. And she goes, I understand, like, where you're coming from and stuff. And so I wrote her like, that what happened with my ex and I and stuff like that, and that like she was the one that was on my Xbox and she was the one that did all this stuff. And I sent her a picture of where I was staying at. And then so I talked to her, and then like, so I told her that, look, I never felt that way that she felt about me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I never felt the way that she felt about me. Like, I didn't like her in the way she liked me. That I couldn't give her what she wanted. And I said that, like, she was my friend, and that's all, like, I ever saw her as. And I never saw her as anything more. And I said, and the way she spoke to me and the way she professed, like, her feelings and all that stuff, like, I wish that, I would be able to, like, have some kind of feelings for her. But I don't. Like, I don't find her attractive, like in that sense, like that she's a beautiful person inside and out, but like, it's not something that like I'm attracted to. So I told her, like I told her this, right? And then so and I told her, just don't run away, like be my friend, you know? And then she said, so she wrote me this, okay? I'll read you this email. She goes, no, this is not a running away letter. Now on to the point. I did a lot of thinking last night in the late hours. I couldn't sleep after our conversation. And here are a couple of answers that I didn't quite answer the way I should have. You asked me why I'm so drawn to you. Well, because I love you. Why? She said, why? I'm not too sure. You have a genuinely good heart. I love hearing stories of how you help people and how you want to help people. I hear all the stories from people that know you and that have said how you help them or how you're always there for them and you're always looking out for everyone's well-being. That it seems that you always put yours aside. And I wanted to be that woman who loves you that would hold that for you. The weight you carried being the man in your family and the fact that you can be a man when it counts and be so carefree as an innocent child is so amazing to me. Your mind is such a wonder to me. I'm lost for words when when you begin to speak, and your mind and your imagination is blazing. It's so wonderful to me, and I can never get enough. I could listen to you for hours and leave surprised, wanting to come back for more. You are a very unique human being, and that is so precious. Yet, it is as hurtful? Well, it was. Not anymore. Not that much anyway. I do believe I heard you ask why it hurt me to be talking to you, why I didn't want to see you. You don't share the same feelings I have for you with me. I'm afraid, and very certain you never will. Last night's conversation made me realize that. You told me not to wait, even though I said I hadn't planned on it. I probably would have if you hadn't advised me to do the opposite. At that instant, I finally had my closure and felt okay making the decision to let you go. I can let you go now. I don't have any more hope to hold on to. As devastating and painful it can be, I can respect that you wish to live your own life. You deserve every bit of happiness life has to offer, and it's such a shame I can't contribute to that. With that said, forget blank. What the hell do you think you're doing? What have you to gain? You don't even have a relationship with her, and when you two are together, you have it seems that you have a honeymoon phase, and it's back to her always bringing out the worst in each other. As much as I despise that witch, she deserves happiness too. Everyone does. I don't understand why you can't let her go. If what you said last night is true about the distance being convenient and not having to worry about what someone needs, I am ashamed of you for you. That is the most selfish thing I've ever heard you say and seen you do. You're better than that. Sure she can leave whenever she wants, but what are you doing to keep her here. She goes, I may have initiated contact. I always do. She goes, is there something that people are just drawn to you and you know it? You just give a little bit who you are, and but no one can ever have anything or everything. Like I said, you're better than that. It's easy to see what complicates things. Forget me, forget her, and just be you. Focus on you. I'm not going anywhere, but I will leave you to your decisions, and I will leave you to live your life as you see fit. Call on me as you wish. I will always be there for you. No hard feelings. I am sad, but I'll be okay. She goes, you're an extraordinarily kind and understanding person. And she goes, I am sad, but I can't be mad at the fact that you want to have your own life to be free. Have fun, make mistakes, learn, think about yourself and know yourself, except for an account about thinking for others, because that's who you are in the end. And wake up feeling rested. Take care of yourself and always take care and keep in touch. And that was it. Right? And and like I said, like she was cool, but like I don't see her in that way. All right? I never did. But and she's doing good in her life. Like everything is good for her too. Like she found her happiness. She got her happiness. Um yeah, so when I came back, um as I was there, like it kind of like the phone bill didn't come, okay? The phone bill didn't come like or they showed the records. The phone records didn't come while I was there. So I went home, right? It was kind of the opposite this time. Like it was me going to the airport, not saying anything, and being let go. And then the records came. So her proof came, and she saw that nobody called. And her mom got mad at her because she couldn't use the phone one day, and she didn't know why. And she found out that there's a fault in the hand receiver when you're plugging it, like when you're trying to plug it in. There's like a piece of plastic that's stuck there that makes it so it doesn't connect onto the receiver, the hand receiver to the base. So the phone doesn't entirely hang up, right? So the phone doesn't hang up. And her mom got mad at her, and she got the explanations herself. So she booked a flight to see me. Um, but it was gonna happen like a month later. No, no, sorry, 2 months later. During this time, there was this new coworker that I started working with, and she was cool. And she had asked me, she's like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And like, I was like, she actually didn't ask me like that. She did the whole like fishing thing, like your girlfriend's gonna get mad that you do stuff like this or blah blah blah. And I was like, what a cheap way to ask if I have a girlfriend or whatever, you know? So then I was just like, what the heck? I was like, this is lame. So I was like, why didn't you just ask me if I have a girlfriend? She's like, well, do you have a girlfriend? And I said, right now, no. So what do you mean right now? And I go like, well, she broke up with me pending an investigation. So what are you talking about? Like, are you like did something like illegal? I'm like, oh no 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 no. Like she thinks I did something wrong in this relationship, and she's trying to figure stuff out, and this happens. She breaks up with me, and then either she comes to her senses or whatever, right? And then she was just like, oh. So we started talking, and she was cool and everything, right? And she started liking me a lot, and I'm like, oh no, like it's getting closer like or it's getting closer to like my birthday and stuff, and I have a feeling I haven't heard from my ex, but she might try to do something like drastic, like meet up for it or something like that. I'm just like because that was her plan last year. So I'm like, fuck man. And then this girl likes me. Oh shit. All right, so this is what happens, okay? This is gonna be the conclusion to this ex. Right? So this girl who We'll just she's another M, but now she's new M. Okay, so new M is super falling for me, right? Like she's like for sure like liking me and stuff like that. Like we work together. She's like super into me and stuff. She went out of her way to find me like on like Facebook and added me and was just kind of like trying to be all cute with it. Like, oh, look who I found, right? um, and she was cool. She was cool, but I don't know. I wasn't into her. You know, I wasn't like into her like that. But she she really started falling for me, especially I guess because like look, we worked at a place where we dealt with a lot of people, and she heard me like talking to them and stuff like that, or she would see like people would come in and want to talk to me and just hang out and chill. So like the letters you heard in T about like talking and hanging out with people, or I could hear you talk and stuff like that. I get that. Like I guess like why you guys are here. You guys can hear me speak. You guys do like hear me talk or say stories and stuff like that. Like it's supposed to be GTA Online, but we've been here for like almost 3 hours. And I'm just telling you stories, and yeah, I feel like I've always been this way. I've always been this way. So, you know, she was just interested in everything I had to say. Like, oh man, like, what about this? What are your thoughts on this? And she would just ask a bunch of things and just like, you know, get my response on stuff. And yeah, she fell for me. And so I get a message from my ex saying, hey, I got the phone records. And she tried to say something funny. She's like, you are not the caller. Like, you're not the father, like the Maury thing. She goes, you are not the caller. And she goes, and nobody called you. And so, like, you know, I thought it was kind of funny. And she goes, can I redeem my ticket? She's like, can I redeem my ticket? And I'm just like, like, you know what? Let's just see. Like, you know, like I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. But I think it's like, you know, we might as well try. It's been a couple months. I haven't talked to her. Like, we'll see. Right? And then this girl likes me right now. And so I tell her, I'm like, look, you remember I told you that I don't have a girlfriend right now? She goes, yes. She goes, you have one now? I'm like, no. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, and this girl had a boyfriend that she broke up with for me that I did not ask her to do. Like, she just started liking me and stuff like that. And in the days that she didn't have to work and I worked, she wouldn't, like, she fucking would come in just to hang out. She just wanted to hang out. So I'm just like, oh no, like, and I was telling her, I was like, look, like, I don't get too attached to me. And she goes, why? And I explained to her about the old M and T. I'm like, look, I don't know why you like me. I don't know why. And she goes, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you're just trying to be cute with it. Like you're just trying. I was like, you know why all these girls like you? She goes, when I work with you, I see the girls that come in from Subway come out and kind of flirt with you. I see the girls that come from Cold Stone come over here and flirt with you. The Starbucks. She goes like, or I hear them talk, or like she goes, when I go there, even when I go to the bank, like some of the girls will be like, oh, it's not that I don't like seeing you. I just like seeing the other guy and stuff like that. And then like she goes, maybe that's the reason why I like you though. Maybe they talked you up, and maybe that's why I like you. She's like, no, but I have my first-hand experience with you. And I'm just like, like, I said, listen. Maybe you won't like me, but my ex is coming down for my birthday. And I was apparently she had gotten a ticket. It was going to be a surprise, but she has a ticket and she's asking if she can come down. She goes, what did you tell her? And I could see this worried look on her face. So what did you tell her? And I told her, I did tell her yes. And then she started asking, well, do you like her? And I go like, I don't know. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, we haven't talked in a long time. I mean, I went over there, like, gonna, like, not be with her and stuff. And then, like, you know, I got treated like shit. I told her, I was like, I did get treated like shit, like, for sure. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna say I deserved it. I didn't deserve any of it. I go, I really, really got treated like shit. She goes, and why would you want this? And I go, I fail to see. Like I fail to see the flaws in people. Like I tried to think that, like, that there's a way around it. And I go, and let me tell you this, as I said that right now, okay? As I say that right now, there's only one beautiful Mexican woman in this world that, to me, I'm not blind, right? That I'm not blind to. And I'm not turning the other way in seeing, like, oh, there's no flaws or anything, okay? With these girls, they were flaws for sure. And they were beyond, like, my help and even just me sticking around, okay? But this person's soul connects to mine so much that for the first time ever, it's not that I feel like, oh, it's just their problems. That sucks. And like, oh man, like, what is it? Like, what's wrong? This person, for the first time, I can feel that, like, out of anyone's problems, I feel like together we can melt them away. I felt like in the past I was just there until they figured it out. I was just there. As patient as it seemed like I sounded and all that stuff, it's like I was just there. I wanted to know what it was, but like, yeah, I didn't think it was me. I didn't think I was the solution or anything. But I feel like with this girl, anytime there's anything wrong, it's like I know she has to handle things on her own. But together, I'm like, dude, like, we'll melt them away. We'll get them away. Like a shooting star, we'll shoot them out, and then they'll pitter away, just, and they'll fade. Trust. And I don't think that you can do that with anyone else. And I don't believe I can do this with anyone else. But back then, before I had like this realization that I would feel like this way, like, I was kind of like, she said, why would you want to go back to someone like that? And I was like, well, I think the thing is, it's for myself, I told her. I said it's more so for myself. Like, I don't like that she wants to end things off based on things she assumes. I don't like that I'm going to just leave because she's fed up and tired, or I'm tired of her accusing me of something that I did that was wrong. Like, oh, you keep saying that I'm wrong and I'm not, so I'm going to leave you for that. It's like, I want to leave when things are good. And she said, why? And I go, so I know that I wasn't the problem. Like, when things are okay, that's when I want to walk away. So she's like, but what if you fall for her? What's going to happen with me? And I go, well, that's why you and I aren't a thing. I was like, you and I aren't a thing. And I didn't want to try anything with you or anything because, like, I knew, like, this was probably going to happen. And so, dude, okay, so check this out, right? X comes down here. And I see her. And it's cool. It's cool to see her. But it's not like that, It's not like I cared or anything. And it's cool, it's fine. And then new M is coincidentally, I'm in an Xbox party with my friends. And I tell them I'm going to go eat. She and some of my Xbox friends are IRLs. Some are IRLs, and some are like people that, like, I worked with and stuff like that. And one of them, like, I guess she joins the party later on. One of the other guy friends I was working with, And I don't mind saying his name and stuff like that, but his name is Marquise. So she joins Marquise's party, and then he doesn't know anything about like her, about New M's feelings to me and all that stuff and all that. He's like, oh, I just left the party with Louis, and then he's gonna go eat right now. And I didn't know he told her that. So, anyways, I didn't say where I was gonna go eat at all. Okay, I didn't say where I was gonna go eat in anywhere in San Diego. Okay, but as I'm driving in this parking lot, like 20 minutes from my house, I'm looking for a parking. I pass her and she passes me. And we're both looking at each. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. Then she's looking at my ex. And I'm just like, oh. This is, whoa. Right? I'm just like, okay. I'm like, uh-oh. Right? But I was like, what are the chances she's going to go to where I'm going at? And then my ex is like, hey, I want to get a snack from this shop real quick. So I'm like, okay. And she's like, fuck it. I'll go do the reservation for that place. I was walking because I wanted to do the reservation thing. Or I wanted to go see if like we had a like, it wasn't a fancy restaurant. We were eating at a fast food restaurant. It was just busy. So I wanted to see if we needed like reserve a table or something, you know? So I was like, you're going to go over there? And she's like, yeah. Then I was like, do you don't want to just come with me over here? Then I'll go with you. And she's like, no, I'll go get it and I'll come back. And we can just wait right here together. And then we can eat this thing for now. I'm like, all right. So I'm there waiting, right? I'm waiting like in line. I get the reservation thing. And then I put my name and number down. And so I go walk, right? I'm going to walk. Yeah, she did, Christopher. She did know what she looked like. So I go walk to where my ex is at some like, what was it? I think she was at fuck. Is it Robex? Yeah, she went to Robex. She went to Robex. So I go inside and I don't see her, and I assume that she probably went to the bathroom. And there's a line there too. So I'm not in the line, but I'm standing there. So New M walks in. New M walks in. And she says, Louis, I don't know what you're doing, but I love you. And I'll always love you. And she grabbed my hand and she goes, please, I want you to be my boyfriend. And then the bathroom door opens and my ex is right there looking. And then she looks at my ex and she goes, forget about her. Choose me. And I'm just like, oh no! Like, uh-oh. And then some people are looking at us. And then I get Marie's hand, like I grab her hand with my other hand and I put it down. And I'm like, I can't. So New M is Marie, okay? I'm like, I can't do this. And then she said, why? And I said, because I don't like you like that. And she's like, but I like you, right? And I'm like, and then so my ex starts walking towards us, and she's like, who are you? And then she says, I'm Marie. She goes, I'm Marie. And she goes, and since you treat Louis the way you do, you don't deserve him. And she goes, who the fuck do you think you are to tell me who deserves who? And then I'm just like, and I'm like, wait, you guys. I was like, let's go outside. Like, let's go outside because like people start coming. And she's like, no, she can talk to me right here. And then I'm like, so I'm like, I'm gonna walk outside. And when I walk outside, Marie comes first, right? She goes first, and then my ex is still there. And then I said like, why are you here? And she goes, I just knew you'd be here. I go, how did you know? She goes, I go, And I think about it. I'm like, who did I say I was gonna go eat with the party, right? And when I was in the Xbox party, and then I was like, oh, Marquise. And she goes, he told me yes that you guys are gonna go. You say you're gonna go eat over here. I didn't say what restaurant. I didn't say what restaurant. I just said I was actually no. I just said I was gonna go eat. It was just a coincidence. She was over there because her sister needed a ride. So it's just a coincidence, like a fucking big, like horrible bad coincidence again, right? So I'm just like, damn it, dude. And I'm like, fuck, right? And then my ex comes out, and then she said, "Do you have any ties with her?" And I said, "No, not like that." I was like, "We work together." And then she goes like, "Do you want to be with him?" And she goes, "Isn't it obvious?" And then she goes, "Well, I just wanted to know because I know he wouldn't go with someone like you." And she goes, "Maybe because I'm not as crazy as you are. Maybe I'm not as much of a bitch as you are." And she's kind of like I'd be very careful with what you're saying to me. She goes, "I'm not scared of you." She goes, "No, you shouldn't be scared of me. You should be scared of losing him. Because if you're gonna talk like that about me in front of him, how do you ever think he's gonna like you or feel that kind of way towards you? If you're gonna disrespect me like that?" And then, I'll be honest though. I'll be honest. When Marie was saying things like this, it wasn't romantic. It wasn't like, "Oh, go, you go, girl." It was kind of like, don't talk like that, dude. Don't do that, right? And yeah, like she looked at me and she said like my ex, and she goes, "I'm not hungry anymore." She goes, "You can stay with her if you want, but I'm gonna leave." So then I told her, I was like, "No, I'm gonna go with you and stuff like that." And I told like Maria, I was like, "Hey, like I'm not that kind of person that likes to cause scenes or do anything like this, like negative, like this." And like I can talk to you later about everything, but I'm not gonna talk to you about it right now. And I was like, so I think it's just best like if you go, and then just wait for me to contact you. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't want you to leave with her. And I was like, yeah, but you need to understand that like for one, she came before you, and two, it's like this is why I told you that you need to stop coming to work, and I feel like you're getting too attached. And she was like, but how can you tell me? It's like saying something like this is like telling me to not breathe. And I was like, you don't need me to live. She goes, I feel like at this point I do. I'm like, no, no, no. You need to stop. And I was like, you need to relax a little bit. And then like, yeah, she was like, okay, okay, and stuff like that. And then I went to my car. I saw my ex there. And then yeah, we were talking. She's like, so tell me everything about her and stuff like that. And I did. And then in the end though, like she stayed for like a few more days. We didn't really even argue about it. But I told her like when she got on the plane, like or when she was gonna get out, because I parked my car this time and I stayed with her at the airport for a little bit. And I told her, I was like, I said this trip was cool. She was, yeah, I had fun. So especially with that incident with the girl, I was like, and I told her, I was like, I was expecting things to go way more crazier and stuff like that. And then like I was like, I don't know how they were so calm or how you were so calm. And she's like, because like I could see the look in your face that you for sure didn't care like at all about her. And when we're on the phone and whenever anyone talk about girls and all that stuff, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what's like, but I could clearly see in your face that you didn't feel anything for this Marie girl. You didn't like feel that way. You didn't talk that way about her. So yeah, like she's like, I knew. I just knew. And so then I told her, I was like, look, I think this is the last time that we're gonna see each other. And she goes, it feels like that. And I go, I think it is though. Like I don't think I'm gonna see you after today anymore. And she goes, is that what you want? And I said, I think it's what we both need. And then she's like, I think I need that too. Like I think I need it too. And she's like, but like I enjoyed like everything and stuff like that. And she was like, and I'm happy. She's like, I'm happy though that like, that like we're not going out fighting and stuff like that. And she goes, I know. She goes, I know that I'm losing more than you are right now. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, I have like a long thing, a long draft in my computer that I was writing to you while you were gone. She goes, she go, I saw that you talked to T. And she goes, I knew she fucking hated me this whole time. I knew she hated me. So, but I never knew that she felt that strong about you. I didn't know that she loved you that much. And she's like, if I would have known that she ever liked you at all, I would have told you to go with her. I would have told you to go with her. She goes, maybe I ruined that chance with you for her. And I go, no, I never saw her that way. I said, you didn't ruin any of that. I never saw her that way. I was like, that had nothing to do with you. I never seen her that way. And then she goes, you know what? She goes, yeah, I am gonna be missing out a lot. She said, because like you, and it's funny, she's like, I know your mind, I know your dedication, I know your devotion. She goes, and I know like when you focus on something, you get it done. And she goes, and I know you're gonna blow up on YouTube. She goes, I know you're gonna figure it out. Like you're getting the views and stuff like that, but watch, you'll start making that money soon. And she goes, and that's not the reason what I'm losing. She said, I'm not missing out. I'm not losing someone like that. I'm not losing someone who's successful or who has money. She goes, what I'm losing, she said, what I'm losing, Louis, is the best person I ever met in my life, who has a really strong will, who is really kind, who's funny, who's very, very funny, but that doesn't give up. And that you are brave enough and you have the courage enough that when things don't look bad, or things don't look bad, or things look bad, to you, they look like things that can be fixed. And she said that, like, I was really broken when you met me. She said, but I can appreciate that you tried as much as you could to fix me. And she goes, and things did work. Like, I have changed. She goes, I have changed. She goes, it's just sad that I know I'll never find someone as patient as you and as kind and as sweet. And she goes, and if you blow up one day, I'm going to see a constant reminder of you every day. Watch. Every day, I'm going to see what I lost. And I remember, yeah, I gave her a hug. And I said, look it, that, I cared for her. And that, like, obviously, like, whatever, like, thing she's gone through that makes her who she is, like, I hope they get better. I hope she finds a remedy or something like that that's going to help her, like, be happy with whoever she's with. And then she said that she was like, then she started crying. She wasn't crying that whole time. Then she started crying and she goes, this is for real. It, huh? And then I was like, it is. And then she's like, you're good. She's like, you're good. I was like, why? She's like, because no one's ever put me in their place or my place or whatever and stuff like that. And she's like, the fact that like, you did it without screaming or shouting, um, and you made me like realize, and she's like, and she gave me a hug and she said, I was proud to hear you think and dream about what you wanted, and I see that you're building it into that reality. And she goes, and you weren't doing it for girls. You weren't doing it for like to be famous. You're doing all this. And she's like, I feel like I'm gonna copy T. She said, you're doing all this because you want to have a free life. You just want to do what you do. And it's crazy as though like you do touch people's like hearts. She's like, you have like the biggest heart. And that heart used to be in my hands. And she goes, so you better hope that the person who holds your heart next really, really holds your heart, never lets it go. And she's like, and if they do, you can call me and I will tell them. I will tell them everything that they're losing. She goes, because you're not a loss. She goes, let me tell you this, you're not a loss. You're a tragedy if they let that go. She goes, I do want you to be happy. I do wish it was me, but I know it's not. And then she's like, well, thank you for letting me be in your life. And then I gave her like a hug. And then she had to walk, like, I walked her to like the entrance of like the TSA. But I felt good. I felt really, really good. Like it's just like, like I felt like it's not like I needed to hear all that or whatever. It's just I felt like as shitty as the downs were in that relationship and stuff like that, I hated being blamed for something I really didn't do. That something I didn't even have the intention of doing. It's something that wasn't even in the back of my head. And even though she did treat me like that, I didn't feel like I needed to get back at her. I needed to get back. I didn't feel like that. I felt like I could see myself in the third person, and I felt bad for myself. And I could have left, but I felt like that was weak. Like, it's not me who's the problem. I'm not doing anything wrong. And it's like, this person's seeing something that they're not. So I felt it was my job to, like, like, hey, like, if we have the same goal, which is to be happy with each other, why are you fighting with me so hard to not be happy? That didn't make sense to me. Like, if you truly think that I'm not worth it, I am trash, I am like nothing to you, then that's different. But if you don't think I am, but you're treating me like that, that's entirely different. So, yeah, I didn't want things to end. Like I never want things to end badly. Like first off, like that's like the thing. Regardless of who it is, I don't want things to end off badly. But yeah, like I loved her. She's not the person I love the most in this world. I would not do that relationship again. I don't think it changed me. I don't think it gave me experience, but it didn't change who I am fundamentally, my cores or anything. I still remain intact who I was before I met her and who I was after like being with her. But I wouldn't do that again. In fact, I boldly state I would not do any relationship I've had except the one I'm in now. I would never do any relationship over again. I wouldn't even consider it. This one relationship now is the only one that has ever mattered. It's the only one that has a future. And it's the only one that's important. As sad, yeah, as sad as it is to say, all the other ones were just like fillers and stepping stones. And I mean no disrespect by that, but it's just that's what it is. So I can give you guys more stories and stuff like that and maybe another time. But I mean like right now that one there's still some that span from this one too. Like it's it's whoa, right? but but yeah, like if you guys appreciated it, like thanks. If you guys enjoyed it, thanks. Um yeah, but look, I don't think listen, time does not dictate the love you have for someone. Okay? I'll tell you this, you can be with someone for like 20 years and not feel any love for them and stuff like that. Or you can meet someone in an instant and fall in love with them right then and there in a way that you've never felt love before. And time doesn't dictate how long it takes to love someone or if you love someone. Time is just measured of how long you've done it. It's the love itself that has value. All right? I can love you for 10 years with like 1% of my heart when I can love someone for 5 seconds for an infinite amount of my heart. And it's like it doesn't matter how long you love someone, it's just how hard you love them. So remember that. Time doesn't dictate the strength of love. And the love I have right now is immeasurable. All right, I'm gonna finish my oatmeal real quick. Give me a second, because I was just trying to see if it was still edible. mm. So what's up? How are you guys doing? How's your guys' day been so far? Where's everybody tuning in from? What up, Julian? Thanks, Dillalone. Yo, Lenny, thank you. Madagascar, California, from Scotland, Illinois, Texas, Jersey, Texas, Arizona, England. Yo, you're welcome. I don't mind sharing. It just, again, it's also timing too. Zerk, just watch from the beginning. You're from Greece, Christopher? Let's go. Young Rula, single Louis is better. Let me tell you this. Single Louis is not whole because half of Louis resides in his better half. And full Louis is more complete than single Louis. Romaine, I saw my ex with her new boyfriend yesterday. I loved her infinity, and it was extremely hard. Your story tonight helped me. Romaine, well, if I did anything that could help alleviate anything, I'm glad. Right? And if anyone in here got sad, offended, or wasn't touched, and were just like, whatever, wanted me to play GTA, go watch another stream. What the fuck are you doing here, idiot? Psych. Oh, Louis back at it again. There we go. This is the fucking Louis we wanted to watch. I like to do stuff like that. Arcdro. I like to just mindlessly like play GTA. You know what I mean? Just chilling, running over pedestrians, or just like running away from like a 5-star. But you're like, your mind is numb and you're just doing things. You know what I mean? Mate Bitro. This is an experience to listen to for sure. I just met someone in my town who recently moved here, and listening to your story helps me think of how I could love them moving forward. I have things to say, but it would be too soon. Let me tell you about the love of my life. For real. She's a very, very, very beautiful girl. Like, her presence is just illuminating. Like, she doesn't do much for like at all, okay? She doesn't do much at all. And that is like more than enough. All right? Like, she lives her life and she has a lot of responsibilities. And sorry, my chair's squeaking right now. I'm trying to get comfortable. She's just fucking insanely cool. But not only that though, it's like she's super beautiful. She's super beautiful inside and out. And I don't care if she got into 9 accidents and fucking fell face first off off the Empire State Building, floating in the sky, and landed on her neck. She would still be the most beautiful person ever. And I don't think or no, I know. I know because I know she sees herself like all the time, you know? And that's like fine and everything. You know, she's getting ready, she looks at herself, and if she had a problem, it's that she can't see herself for who she really is. And she's extremely wonderful. She's perfect. So it's like, but I think that's the thing. She's just so modest that she doesn't allow herself to get big headed, to have an ego, or to feel like, you know, she's too good for, Or what do you mean, Lenny? But for real, stop it, Teresa. Dude, like you don't understand. Like she has no pride, and that is such a beautiful attribute to have, where there's no like she has no pride. She she doesn't think too highly. She doesn't have this crazy ego. She is just she is just too perfect and amazing though. And look, I've said it a billion times, dude. She has a smile that makes a sound. I don't know anyone that smiles that makes a sound as loud as she does. It's just such an extra cool like thing. Not only is her smile beautiful, it's just like the sound that comes with it is just so cool too. It's like not only does like arc drill, I can sense the butterflies within. Oh shit, man. But she's so perfect that this is the flaw. Okay? This is how perfect she is. You guys ready? She's so perfect that she thinks she's not. That's the only way I can explain it. But look it, everyone has problems, but she's not a problem. Oh, Christopher, we know them. What are you guys? We're done for right now. We're done for right now, right? Just for some time. Let's chill, all right? You want to play Grand Theft Auto, or do you guys want to just keep smiling? Do you wanna think about her and just keep smiling like a fucking idiot to yourself, or do you want to play Grand Theft Auto? Huh, Louis? What do you want to do? Dude, yeah, dude, she makes me feel so giddy. Yeah, I said giddy. You know what the word giddy means? And there's the beautiful soul right there, watering the grass. Hey, what? Hi, Tyler Bivens. Hi, Koji. Hello, Tommy, Zeno, Mr. Bones, City X Giddy, Sneaky, not the real Sneaky, but Sneaky Viking, Shreds, Raven Cryptic, Humble Hash, Chaos, 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 XNY, Sam Bruno, Largemouth Bass, Raptor Ski, Evan, but not the real Evan. Okay, Evan Villarreal. Wait, Evan Villarreal, right? Evan Villarreal. Did I say it right? Vaneth XD, Knight, LJ Alva, and Little. Welcome to the Green Card Club. Green Card Club. You guys thank the most beautiful girl in the world for your memberships. Julian, stop, dude. Because see, all I was doing was thinking. Okay. Hello, greaseball. Why are you calling me my name? uh. Here, dude. Tyler. Tyler, stop. Dude, my cheeks hurt, dude. My cheeks hurt. Hello, Amori. Hi. Dude, someone was talking about you. Okay, Maury, have a have a good day. Jigglypuff, do not start, all right? Oh man. Dude, it was a sunny day and it's like I feel like it's gonna start raining. I'm like nervous laughing. Hold on. Yo, what up? Yo, what's up? I can't do it. All right. I love you, my Cree ball. Thank you. Thank you, my love. All right, you guys. I think we're done for today. At least for right now. I say we get up and stretch. Then we get up and stretch and like, dude, I can't play GTA right now. If I did, my heart would melt all the snow. So, you guys play for me, and I'll be back. All right, everyone. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for you guys' time and chilling and patience. I'm trying my best to contain everything right now. If any of you guys took anything from this, I hope it's everything positive. Um, Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Again, I'll say it again, and I'll say it forever. I love you, Kribo, and thank you. Goodbye, you guys. Goodbye, goodbye. And enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, everyone. Peace.